There. Sorry, we were muted. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh,
We definitely weren't talking hot tea. Back
Hot role
It was at least
playing
lukewarm.
yeah, right. And yeah,
From a
Bob comes in
long
going,
time
"Hey,
ago.
shut your mouths. We're going live."
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 26. It's like 25 and a half, really.
It is.
Yeah, sorry about
Okay.
last week. Went on break, and I was like, I feel lightheaded. And I came back, and
Yeah,
I sat
Mathis
down,
came
I'm
back
like,
in the KO sweat. Was like,
he did
"I
not
don't
look
feel
good."
so good.
No,
And I was
like-
like, Mathis, maybe we don't go live, buddy.
the end, like towards the end of the break last time, too, if you looked, I'm a lot like this. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what's wrong?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything's really dizzy. I
Like,
don't
you good?
understand.
Yeah, Mike's like, I think I'm nauseous, and we were like, you think, or are like, do you need space? Like, what do you need? Yeah,
I was
so
like, maybe if I
we
just
let
take a
Mathis
break.
get better.
Go
I
to
just
the
thought you had got
bathroom.
some like really bad news. I was like, oh no, man.
Yeah,
I
the
hope
bad
something.
news was I was nauseous.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that'll do.
Ah, man, nausea. I'll take pain over nausea, brother. I will
Not just
do
awful.
anything other than nausea. I loathe being nauseous more than anything. But we're good. I'm back. And I ended up, it was really just like a weird, like day long feeling, but we're good. I'm not feeling at all sick. In fact, I was very frustrated the moment I was laying on the couch being like, I should be DMing Vampire right now. So we're going to get right into it. We won't even, I mean, we can, we should recap a little bit of last week because there was basically the Elspeth scene, which was like the first hour or so, which was a nice look at Elspeth's personal life, really. So Elspeth, you want to just recant what happened last week, please do. I'll put it right on your lap.
Yes. So I visited one of my touchstones, my grandmother, Lenore, on my mom's side, who lives in like a senior community.
St.
By
Simon's Senior Community,
Yeah, in Cambridge area, and
fucking money area.
yeah,
Which honestly speaks to Elspeth as a whole. I mean, we've seen her like not in her element where she was mortal, but in where she kind of like grew up as a kindred and stuff. And I would say Elspeth gives "I came from a little money" vibes.
I think so
She's giving
too.
nepo baby.
Living
Little,
in
tiny bit.
Boston, those college, like going to like two different universities, that's not cheap.
No.
Those schools are not cheap.
Where'd she go? Did she go to
Um,
Cambridge? And did she go to Cambridge?
Tufts. So I
Yeah,
said she
went
went to
Tufts.
Tufts, but then she did like MBA or like I think she went to one of the Ivy Leagues to do some studies.
I
But
used to
I
the
think
NBA. I was like fucking slamming,
she,
just slamming dunks.
I think she was going for her MBA after, and then that got interrupted by
Oh, see, I imagined it was like
heck out of life.
history, or like you're getting a doctorate in like Middle Ages art
She,
and stained
you know,
glass or something.
yeah,
you know?
I
Like,
didn't really determine what her like post grad like work was, but she did do anthropology for or and like those anthropologic studies for her undergrad. But yes, not cheap. Her grandmother was very nice and made what was the broccoli
Broccoli
thing?
Rob.
Broccoli Rob.
It's like a bitter greens dish.
Yeah. Made some broccoli Rob. We caught up. The hardest thing I think was Elspeth trying to put on this mask for her grandmother, telling her about her life but not being fully honest about her life is hard and still an adjustment for her. And coming up with the lies in her head and making sure her stories all sound straight when she's sharing what her life is up to is difficult. It's difficult to lie to somebody you love. So that
Yeah.
was the
We
big
saw that
takeaway.
discomfort. I mean, we
Yes.
saw that discomfort. I mean, it speaks a lot to any kindred who still visits their mortal family as to kind of how young they are in general. But we watched you lie to your grandmother in an uncomfortable way, kind of like figuring out what to just say to keep her happy and without prodding all that much. Yeah, and you got to see like a little her little senior apartment. She had pictures of her daughter, and it was her mother's on your mother's side, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she loved to see you, and very much yeah, she's still very independent at her age, for the most part. She's not like in a nursing home, like you said. It's like a senior apartment kind of like place where you
Yeah,
would go
it's a
after
apartment
retirement
complex.
community. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, we spent a good hour with her and Elspeth there before Elspeth went and went back to the quarry.
She came
And
back with leftovers.
Yes.
yeah, you brought the broccoli Rob over. There was some brief conversation.
Yeah, Janet basically filled the both of them in on the box situation is now in their hands. Our timeline has been moved up for protecting David. We should probably go see the Witch of the Yards.
Yeah, the Witch of the Yards. Do we want to? I'd say we pick up right in your quarry first. Kind of just, I should say before we even jump in, is there any conversation the three of you want to have before we like pick up at you driving to the yards? Because where did we leave off with you heading into the car?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
we
cool.
literally left off with like we're headed to go see the Witch of the Yard. Great, hop in the car, and then we took break.
Okay, cool. Then we went on break. Okay, cool. We could pick up on the car drive then, if that's good. Is there anything else we want to cover then? I guess we could just kind of jump in from there.
Did I miss anything?
I mean,
the
I
recap
think-
was basically a recap
we're
from the
good.
one before, so I'm not going to recap it.
Yeah,
again,
we don't need to recap the one.
I think a lot of
before,
the conversation was also the realization that David doesn't really understand. Doesn't have a context of how people view him. I even talked with Mathis about this a lot in our one-on-one, that he doesn't understand the way people perceive him, and he's not sure he ever will. And that was like part of what I think Janet was trying to explain to him, is that everybody's going to view you differently. And yeah, I think that's also like a big lead in to the way that David sees the way that people perceive him in general. And I think that was really like the biggest part of the episode for David last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I feel like there were a couple things in there. Like Janet continued to theorize and try to get their input on noble new old. Like, have we learned anything
Yeah.
Right.
about maybe who I should say David is made from, and better understanding his beast. But yeah, that was kind of the gist of it. We had a little like leftovers and
Chat.
lineage chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was a good get together. Okay, cool. So, if that's all, before we begin, go ahead and make me your rouse checks or heal yourselves if anything needs to be healed. Not
I was gonna say,
necessarily
do we
rouse
need to
check. You
rouse?
don't
Is
need
it
to
a
rouse
new
check, but
night?
if you need to
Okay.
heal willpower, if any of that was used, make sure you heal that.
Um,
And for everybody
knowing
who's here,
where we're going, can I go ahead and finish off the last organ that was donated to me
yeah,
by
yeah,
the
yeah.
Tremere and
What is
take my
what is
100
everybody's hunger at anyway?
I
It's
fed
now
last
down to
session.
1.
I'm at 1.
Okay. I feel
Uh,
like Elspeth's at 2.
I am at 2.
I remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Not too bad.
Yeah.
A little bit annoying, but not too terrible. Well, before we begin, everybody who's in the show, in the audience watching, hey, thank you for being here. If you guys want to support the show, go ahead and join our Discord. It's totally free to do so. Also, subscribing on YouTube, if you watch on YouTube, is a huge way to support us. But if you want to go above and beyond, dropping a subscription here on Twitch, get yourself some emotes, or heading over to our Patreon, patreon.com/podbynight. We can get our after shows uploaded over there after our shows as well. Hence, they're called after shows.
I had no
With
idea.
that, yeah, no, you're welcome.
Happy Saturday, everybody. We're
Happy
with it.
Saturday. Without further ado, then let's set the scene, rein things in, and see what our coterie has been up to. And as our vision and our audio fades into the Boston area, it's that of what car did you take? The hearse? Or did you take Janet's vehicle?
Do you want to take the hearse?
I'm just curious.
Not particularly,
I feel like
unless
there's a little attention drawn to us in the hearse. And this is a
Yes.
bit of an undercover thing, especially since we're going into Anarch territory.
I agree.
But what Janet will do is something that is often seen in the mob, which is change the license plate to a fake one.
Sure. We
If
see
we
we
are
probably
going
take
into
a few-
enemy territory, I don't want them to be able to find me after. Mathis, we're getting quiet from you again from chat. So
okay.
lean in or boost us. Yeah,
I mean, I'll boost
maybe lean
more.
in.
Let me boost on this on Zoom here. Is that any better?
It always sounds the same for us. So chat, you have. To
That's right.
confirm.
Yeah, I bought. It went up 15%. I'm at 100.
That's
now.
probably plenty. Yeah, just lean in. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So without so as like you said, you're at you eat, you're gonna put yourself on one hunger, and you're changing your license plate. That probably takes like 5 minutes, not long,
Yeah.
before you even leave, you step up and kind of take care of it. And then the three of you enter. As you had that brief conversation, we hear the door shut of the car, and the car rolls off. As the car rolls off, we hard cut to seeing you on highways and roads, because you're making your way from Waltham, which I think is south. So I think you're
It
technically
is. We're
moving
already
north.
south.
Yeah. So you're heading north, and you're going to be moving through Bruja territory and then moving into Anarch territory. And we like which the yards out in the outskirts tour of Dorchester. You've got like 30 minutes to an hour ride out that way. Enough for the three of you to discuss anything you want to discuss in the car ride, unless you are relatively silent and are mostly ready to just kind of buckle in and drive.
You know what? I think in the silence, Janet's like, mom driving, both hands on the wheel, 10 and 2. And she kind of looks in the rearview mirrors like mom does. And she goes, have either of you ever been to Anarch territory?
The bar that we went to, was that technically Anarch territory?
It's technically Bruja territory.
Then no.
I do not think that I have.
Okay. Let's just remember, we're not just going into another clan's territory. We're going into what might be considered a political opponent. So let's keep everything on the DL. We don't talk to anybody. We don't feed. We don't cause problems, fires, explosions, building collapses, or death in any way while we are here. We understand?
I thought we were just talking to a lady.
We are. But, honey, every time we just go to the Goodwill, something happens, So let's just keep our presence minimal.
Okay.
Are territories that important?
Yeah, it's a little medieval, honey.
Do you remember when we first met and I said that I had to fly to meet Magpie?
Yeah, down on the
Whose
south side.
whose territory was Magpie
Bruja.
in?
Bruja.
Does that not seem significant? That
It does. That's why we've made a Bruja friend. And guess what? We're now welcome in the Bruja territory because, Elspeth's been flirting with a bartender. So now we can hang out at the bar. We have a nice extra place. And it's not a bad thing to have a couple Bruja on your side if things get a little catastrophic,
I think
We're making friends.
David leans in to Elspeth. Is it considered flirting if you spit on their floor like you did?
No, I think Janet was making a funny joke in that I, didn't make the best first impression, but we're getting there.
He nods and sits back. Is flirting important? Is this something that you think I should learn?
Maybe to the right person, honey, but flirting's not something you learn in a car ride. So, we'll work on that. Maybe Elspeth can give you some tips. She's real good at it. That's another joke. That's also a joke.
That one I almost took seriously too, David.
We'll deal with a flirting lesson later. Until then,
Do
I
you
just
think that
need to make-
Roman knows who owned the area that we were in, or does it belong to all of the Bruja?
well, technically belonging, it's more like a slice of land for the Bruja to own, right? So that they can feed in that territory without getting in trouble. But they also deal with the trouble that comes to that territory. Our little Bruja friend Roman is the one who actually brought us the bullet, and my hope is between the connection with him, the bullet, we'll be able to find out a little bit more about not only Magpie, but why Bruja territory, why you were led to be there. Unfortunately, I don't have all the answers. Some things are slow rolling.
What would you
What do I
do if someone were to come into your territory and do things without your knowledge?
Are they human?
Let's say that they are not human, that they are
Oh,
like us.
well, I think it would depend on what they did. How bad it was the masquerade breached, and whether or not I could quickly clean it up if I were to do it myself.
They made me. If it
Who-
was like that, if you found out
Oh.
that someone had made
Oh,
me in
honey.
your territory,
Well, the first thing I would do was report the incident probably to the prince or at least the harpy to let them know that somebody needs to be brought in and held accountable for creating something that is technically a masquerade breach. One, to keep myself safe and to keep said creation safe.
then do you think the Bruja know, or was this something that was hidden from them?
I have a feeling it was hidden from them, which is why I've brought them into this, because they too are being used. And I'll tell you one thing. I don't really have a lot of Bruja friends, but I can tell you, Bruja, they don't like to be used.
I get the feeling that nobody likes to be used.
You ever met a Toreador? Oh, yeah, you have. I forgot.
This
Well,
little
that,
Elspeth giggle, like the lightest giggle from
Yeah.
Elspeth in the back.
Yeah.
that being said, until then, I'm actually thinking that it's going to be the Nosferatu who have the most information for us. They were the one, in fact, that were in possession of your box. They are their territory. The docks fall within their territory, and Betty has managed to make a connection with one. But we are going to seek some answers, and my hope is that maybe this Witch of the Yard can tell us more than we'll be able to suss out in a year's worth of investigation. But I encourage the two of you just to play it safe. You know? If you're unsure what to do, think to yourself, what would Janet do?
I've thought that many times.
Great.
I do not want to eat people, though.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mean that, honey. That's very special. Just to Janet. I mean, in dealing with situations, like for example, if we go in and somebody wants to make a deal with you, are you going to make a deal on the spot?
No, we negotiate.
That's right. Very good. We negotiate. We get a better deal. We come out on top. What would Janet do? And if I can't come out on top, what are we not going to do? Make a deal.
Janet would do very many things. You would eat them, or you would call their mother. That is something else you would do.
make them call me mother.
That's
Okay,
something
let's
else.
just. Yeah, that's a whole different. We'll go. That'll be for the flirting lesson. Until then, just stay focused. I don't know what we are walking into, and the fact it is Anarch, it means they do not play by the same rules that we do. It's like walking into somebody else's playground. You need to find out who's on the top, who's on the bottom, and who's playing everybody in the middle. And I have a feeling that this witch of the yard is somewhere in the middle, which means that she could be a real benefit to us, a boon. We just got to play it right. So nobody lose your cool.
I am cool and composed.
I don't know if I have cool to lose.
Does she look cool and composed?
My composure is 4. Thank you very much.
Yes, she does. She's very good at seemingly being composed all the time. It's only during the moment when one realizes she's not quite sure what she's supposed to do.
Okay,
Yep.
well, at least you look the part. And I will say, Jen will say, and David, if it makes you feel any better, honey, because they don't play by our rules, the fact that they might judge you or belittle you or treat you like many of the other Camarilla kindred, you might not find that here. They tend to be more accepting, I think is what I'm trying to say.
David just kind of stares.
That's a good thing, honey. That's a good thing to be accepted for who you are, not who they want you to be.
I think that everyone is trying to paint me into what they want me to be anyway.
Well, honey, that's life. You think I walk down the street and every person that lays eyes on me doesn't make some kind of judgment or paint me the way they want to see me in their eyes? Come on. Honey, I used to work a job that didn't have receipts. You know what I mean? Only street corners, so...
I'm sorry.
Oh, honey, you ain't gotta be sorry. I made a lot of money. And I married a mobster who also made a lot of money. Turn your bad situation into a win. You know what I mean? It's the Ventura way.
I will try.
You're already doing a great job. And I do that mom reach back and I
Yeah, yeah.
pat
We
his
can hear
his
like
knee.
the creaking of the chairs
You're
as you
doing
reach
great.
back.
Don't
and
let
you
anybody
kinda...
else tell you different. And if they do, you send them to Janet Janetti and we'll sort that right out.
And as she says that, and she kind of hoists herself back around, and we hear her hand clack back onto the steering wheel with her other one. Our camera kind of freezes as the car keeps pushing forward, and it gets whipped out the back of the window, and we see your car get smaller and smaller on the highway as sounds of other cars go by. We kind of rise up and fade, and when we fade back in, we're outside the city, away from Waltham, closer to Boston, but still not fully within it, as you make your way through some suburbs and outer areas in the Dorchester area. It isn't long until eventually you come to a giant junkyard dump. It's got the tall chain link fences with the barbed wire, a couple of like an area or two where cars could pull their car back up and offload heavy dump stuff into the dump, and a area where you can walk into a small little trailer office, and just heaps of garbage that just kind of go out toward the ocean. And as you pull up, there's no other vehicles here. You don't see any other trucks or any other cars. In fact, everything looks pretty much shut down and closed down. And as we fade in, we hear the tires of the car kind of rolling on the gravel as they come to a slow stop. We hear the gear change, and as your car goes into parking, and the rumbling of the engine as you turn it off. And as we hear the doors open and each one of you stepping out, we kind of pan back. And for us, the viewer, as we pan back, while it is different in a different state, there is a lingering familiarity to us as we look at this junkyard. While it is, all junkyards have a lot of similarities to them, there is an air and eeriness that kind of eeps off of it that we as a viewer with previous shows of ours feels familiar with. But that eeriness does kind of I'd say wash over the three of your characters, not in a way that feels like, oh, supernatural, but there's something just kind of off about all of this. You're not quite sure what it is. You couldn't even necessarily put your finger on it if you tried, but nonetheless, you stand before a closed dump yard. And if you were to take a moment and breathe, though you're all kindred and you don't need to, it would smell like ocean and garbage mixed together as the breeze from the ocean gently pushes its way inland toward you. A nice chill breeze of garbage. as you all stand and we kind of pull back and we get that view of mountain heaps and your characters kind of get smaller. Does Janet say anything looking at this heap? Does David say anything? Does Elspeth say? Who like leads the way? Do you like, how do we see you kind of moving in or moving forward?
I probably pull my very expensive handbag just a little closer, like a Karen does at night on the street, and I fix my posture because we have business to attend to, and I kind of look at the both of them, and I was like, it's homie,
I thought the quarry was bad.
You thought the quarry was bad?
You see, as we hear that voice, as our camera's like looking at the heap, like we hear like, oh, I thought the quarry was bad. The camera snap cuts to a shot of like a profile shot of Janet as she turns toward Elspeth, and she's like, you think the quarry is bad?
Working on that. And I go, no, deep breaths. Maintain your composure. We are supposed to be here. We have business, yeah?
So far, so good.
There's not a door. Is there like a doorbell?
There's a chain link fence and a chain link fence, like a swinging open area that's similar to your quarry, but not rotted and disrepaired and broken.
Oh, well, okay. Thanks.
As you walk up to it, it's got like a metal chain around it with a padlock just out front.
Well, I feel like breaking in's not a really good first impression. Is there like an intercom?
I mean, you're looking around and you're looking for like a button to press and whatnot.
It becomes very clear to you.
It becomes very clear to you that whether, even if there was, nobody's here.
Okay.
So what do we do?
It looks closed down. David. It doesn't look like there's anybody in the dump yard at all.
I look at David. I said, David, you can see with your feet and stuff, right? Well, what do you see?
Starts wiggling his toes. Our cameras cut to his little bare feet.
Yeah. Depends. Is this stone? Is the ground stone, or is it like
gravel? Block? It's gravel. Like there's stones,
sand.
Sure.
It's a mixture. Okay.
And like trash.
Can you see anything?
Well, not from here, but I can fly above.
Well, that's one way to get their attention. I mean, honey, if you feel safe, an aerial view wouldn't hurt anything. I
Should
feel
we
like
not ask first?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The breaking and entering, I'm a little concerned about, but I'm not.
I did this once. I do not want to do that again.
Okay, I'll rattle, knock, rattle on the gate. It's like, hello.
So we cut to the chain link, and we see your fingers kind of grab it, and it's like,
my name's Janet Janetti. I'm looking for services.
And as those words kind of slip through your lips and linger in the air for a beat or two, suddenly you do actually hear the rattling of metal and tin on the other side. As you look up and look over there, you see a raccoon quickly grabbing something and running off with its feet, with it holding it as best it can, looking over at you paranoid for a second, and then leaving as you see it holds like a half-eaten burger in a wrapper.
This is,
Are we sure we got the right address? Can I relook at the address Roman gave us? I'm in the right spot.
You're 100% correct. You double check. Maybe even get in the car and like back up again and like do a round around the area, and you come back. You're like, yeah, okay, this is it.
Well, this is the spot. There is one way to get their attention, which is to intrude. I don't think. Hey, David. I pick up like a larger piece of gravel. I was like, can you just lob it? Just throw it in there and make some noise, maybe wake them up? They could be sleeping.
I can do that, yes.
David reached down and pick up a big like rock the size of his like palm. You go ahead and make me a strength brawl as you hurl it over and just throw the rock into the dump.
This is fine. 3 successes.
3 successes. You see, it's like, or you take a couple steps back and just wind up and throw the rock, and it arcs over the gate. And after a few moments, you hear ding, 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 ding.
David listens for a minute and looks back and goes, "Nice."
Yeah, honey, you could have been. That was like a solid shot put. Yeah. Well done.
Or for the wings and the kindred thing, you could be a quarterback. You hear it hit, you hear glass break and a few other noises, but you wait a few moments.
I do not think that anyone is here. I can look inside.
I think that's what they want us to believe. I mean, if
As
I
this
was
is
called the
going back
Witch
and
of the
forth,
Yod, I would be hiding.
we cut to Elspeth. Just out of curiosity, was Elspeth like, what's the look on Elspeth's face as she's watching this and she sees the rock thrown? I'm assuming she's stepping back and just kind of taking in it, but does she look confused? Like she's working something out? Does she look like
she as they're focusing on the corporeal,
okay.
She like her mind, whenever she goes to a new place, her mind always instantly, the first thing she always thinks of is what is beyond the veil here? Like what kind of weird spirits are lingering in this area, especially a place like this.
So you're gonna use?
Yeah, I think that they're doing their thing, trying to get attention. And
no, as we cut over to Elspeth, we hear like the conversation between Dave, we hear David like nice, and like and that as they fade away for a minute, and we look over to Elspeth as our camera focuses on Elspeth. And you, what power are you using? It's
where the veil thins, just to see if there is a sense of.
It's free. Do you have to roll it all?
It is actually a rouse check.
Okay.
So I will roll that first.
Eventually, these powers will become second nature to me. I'm just not used to Hecata powers after 26 episodes.
Yeah. 3. I'm at hunger 3 now. I believe I have to roll according to this intelligence oblivion.
With a difficulty 3, right?
Or am I wrong? That sounds right from the last time we did this.
That's what I'm trying to remember, but
yeah,
if these books were organized in a way that makes sense. Let's see. Ashes,
yes, difficulty 3, correct.
Where the shroud grins. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me roll my intelligence in oblivion.
Hey.
3 successes with a difficulty of 3.
Hey, let's go. So as you take a moment and we just see, like you said, kind of Elspeth steps away, or maybe not steps away, but takes us a couple steps back. We see you close your eyes and then open them. And as you do, very similar before, there's that kind of dead sheen that goes over your eyes when you look beyond the mortal plane. And while, again, it's not like Auspex in that the world physically necessarily changes, it's little things that you begin to notice that just weren't there before. On the wind, instead of just a gentle breeze, there's a voice that seems to carry along with it, or a whisper, or a piece of the fence in front of you seems to be out of place. Here, it's not that the veil here is thin. You note right away that it is not super thin, but it is what is it? Is it called? What was the middle one?
Thin, frayed, absent.
I just closed it for some reason. I'm a dumb. Hang on. Temple.
No. Density.
Lord Almighty, just give me the goddamn power. Here we go. No, those are ritual. Those are ceremonies, not oblivion powers. There we go. Okay. So it's not impenetrable. However, it is not. There is not the, shall we say, I guess, weight of a recent death that seems to be carried here. You don't feel an uncomfortable presence. You hear gentle whispers on the wind, maybe indicating at some point somebody did die here. But as Elspeth looks around, probably internally, she's like, yeah, I'm sure many people have been shanked in this junkyard over the course of time. But the thing that you would note that sticks out in an odd way more than most things when you use this ability is as you gaze out into the junkyard, what you see is something the others do not. You actually see the light orange glow and the small smoke rising in a distant fire from behind a few heaps away. As you looked around, it wasn't there. And as your eyes kind of went back after you were taking in the area, you're like, yeah, no, not many people have died, or it wasn't any time recent. And I'm not here, not feeling any lingering emotions, no ghostly touches on your arm or anything trying to grab your attention. But as you look over to the junkyard, now suddenly there's a fire there. It doesn't look weird or ghostly. It's not, again, it's just the orange glow. You don't actually see the fire. It's behind a few heaps. but it's there.
She takes a moment. Hey guys.
So we're trying to
Guys?
find a bigger rock. What is it?
I see something in the distance. It looks like smoke, fire.
As she points out to the junkyard, both Janet and David do not see any sort of glow there. But as you look to Elspeth, you can tell there's like that milky white sheen that sits over her eyes, a cloudy move. You've seen her use this ability before. She's seeing beyond the normal mortal plane.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you do see something. So they are home. They are hiding.
It's a little bit out in the distance.
But if we were to say open this gate, you could take us there?
Yeah, I could.
You want to pick the lock on that gate?
I could.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking to. Go.
Yeah.
Show us how it's done.
Can I just pick them up and go over the fence?
I mean, yeah, you could
Oh.
strength brawl me if you want.
I was like, oh.
Or strength athletics or whatever
Janet
it is.
hates this.
Oh, no,
This is perfect.
strength acrobatics is what I'm looking for.
Got it. I canceled 3 separate.
Yeah, sorry. My
Wait.
brain did not filter anything.
I don't think there is acrobatics.
It's athletics.
Oh, then it's athletics.
Yeah.
It's just not brawl. You're not trying to punch them in the face.
Yeah. Get on my arms.
Throws us to the ground from the air.
5 successes.
shit.
So as you say that, does David say anything? Does he reach over to Janet because she's the closest and put her arm around her waist and just like, come here,
Ow.
Elspeth? And just, you know.
I mean, she's probably. I imagine Elle is probably like
I'm in my
looking
bag.
for her larceny tools, right?
Yeah.
And I just kind of sweep up under the hip, over the shoulder for both of them,
Yeah.
and just go over the fence.
And does Janet do what you just, you're like, oh.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, there's like that. The little feet are probably kicking like, no.
And
We
with
should
two,
not
like,
break into their house.
Okay, honey. Whatever you say. I mean, she's at your beck and call now, so.
Yeah, the wings kind of sprawl, and with one heavy swoop, and we hear the wind kicking out, the dirt and gravel beneath you, shooting out in all directions. You lift yourself off the ground, and then another one, and you lift yourself higher and higher. And just, it doesn't take many as you afloat, kind of bring yourself up and over the chain link fence. Are you just going to hop to the other side, or are you looking to just soar over? Because as soon as you fly past the gate, you're pointing, Elspeth. As the scene kind of comes to an end in a part, and it's hard. You lose focus when he grabs you, and as he hoists you up, you weren't expecting it. The veneer beyond seeing beyond the veil is like ends because it's like a scene power.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
As you go up and over the gate, and we're gonna move to the next one, you're like, oh, you just can't. You couldn't focus. Little nervous. You aren't able to see the fire.
Performance
But you-
anxiety. We all get it. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But we're on the inside of the fence.
Yeah, you fly up and over the gate, and if he just lands on the other side of the gate in the ground, yeah, you're on the other side. You're not like, there's no barrier, there's no magical repellent or anything. He literally just up and over the gate.
Okay, show us where it is. Go.
The last house
As
we
you look,
broke
as
into
Elspeth looks up, and you're like,
got us
okay,
banished
show
to
us.
the quarry. I would rather not do that again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that did happen.
Good point.
Janet debates telling him that also hopping the fence is considered breaking in and break the lock, but she thinks better of it in this current moment, and then looks at Elspeth and goes, well, where's the fire?
And as you look at Elspeth, you would see her eyes are kind of normal. And as she looks around, she can't. She would have to rouse the blood again if she wanted to, which is risky.
Uh-huh.
You're at 3, right?
Do you have a general
Yeah.
idea? It was over there.
It was down that
You have
way.
a general direction, you
Well,
think.
then let's start walking. What's the worst that could happen?
As you say that, as Janice says, what's the worst that could happen? And we see, we have like our camera moves to the ground. We just see 1 foot plant. As you begin to walk, we fade to black. And as we fade back in, we see 20 minutes later on the screen. As you have been wandering a junkyard that is not 20 minutes big, aimlessly for a while.
My Louis Vuittons are not cut out for gravel.
After she kind of like groans about her Louis Vuittons and you keep walking, you would actually hear a little bit in the distance behind, coming around the corner of one of the piles where there's like the engine block of a car and a couple of tires that are sat there with plenty of just black trash bags, mostly ripped open, jangling. Metal cans clearly clacking and clinking into each other in a way that is not them falling off of a pile of trash.
I still turn and go, I am so tired of raccoons.
And as you say that, the jangling does get closer. And turning around from the corner, you see a gentleman who has the Picard haircut, completely bald, but long side hair, wearing just a Nirvana t-shirt as he has cans hanging from his swaying dick, moving as he takes steps, and the cans are just jangling into each other. And he reaches behind and he scratches his ass at a bit, and he stays about good 10, 15 feet away from you, and he just looks in your general direction.
Is this a Winnie the Pooh situation?
Yeah.
He
T-shirt,
is
no
not
pants.
shark cocking in this.
T-shirt cocking. He's got about 4 metal cans, clearly empty, hanging from a string that dangles from his dick.
You know,
He's
I
got
like
one
to say
sock
I've
on.
seen everything. I have it. I still get surprised day to day. Excuse me,
Janet says
sir?
Janet does Janet say that to them, or is she more saying that open to herself?
I just say that it is an exclamation for the universe to do with as it will. But today Janet's seen something she ain't never seen before.
So you shout, "Excuse me."
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Could you help us?
As you say that, he looks at you for like a beat before he reaches, like as he scratches his ass, he bends over and he just picks up a metal hunk of something. And as he eyes you for a second, he wheels back and he just hurls it in your general direction. I'm going to roll to see if he hits you.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, he misses entirely as it goes soaring and about a foot short, and it hits the ground and it just kind of glides across a couple of the stone, and you just hear him just go. You hear him hawk up a loogie and spit, and he turns to leave.
Oh, this better be worth it.
Oh, I will turn on sir. We are looking for the Witch of the Yards, and you will treat us with some level of respect, regardless of how much tin is hanging from your penis. So get over here.
As soon as you say Witch of the Yards, he stops and he actually turns to you. And as he stands there, he then, like a sumo wrestler, spreads both his legs really wide and jangles his cups, his things back and forth really slowly. And then he stops and he brings his both hands forward. And as he jangles them, he just goes.
You know,
and then but keeping his legs that wide apart, he just starts waddling really quickly away.
Don't ask, just follow the man with the jangling penis.
And you can hear the cans. You can hear the cans. Even if you can't see him because he waddles away, you can hear the cans going in the distance.
I told you that the Anarchs were way different than the Camarilla. So buckle up, everybody.
I do not think that I will stand out much here.
I told you you would be very welcome. Come on. But I'll just start with my Louis Vuittons, my bag real close.
Yeah, and you follow. And as you turn the corner, you never see him again, but you always hear him up in the distance, in the direction you should be heading. Eventually, you do turn a corner, and the sounds of the cans vanish. But just up, like past a little mountain of trash in front of you, you see, which you were certain was not there just a moment ago, the glowing of a fire, an orange fire, and smoke rising up above it.
See? Sometimes you gotta follow the unhinged fella.
My social anxiety is not equipped for this.
Well, you best get that composure together because we just got here.
Okay.
This sounds like a story that Betty would tell.
Yeah, actually.
Well, you know what? Now we've got a story to tell Betty.
As Janet said that, she leads the way.
Yeah, I'll kind of walk up into closer to the fire into the warmth. Are there people around?
Well, as you walk, not except for the three of you in this moment, no. As you walk past the little mountain around the corner to where the fire would be, you would actually see a tiny little fire burning from trash, kind of sat at the center of this clearing. And the fire itself would instantly register as odd to you because there's no heat coming from the fire whatsoever. You see no trash man or woman hanging around, and just standing next to it, staring directly in the fire with her knees ever so slightly bent, is a young woman, maybe 5'1" or 5'2", with really long, dark, greasy hair that falls completely on the sides of her face and then forward, covers a lot of her face as well, right past her chest, covering her in a tactful way, as it is entirely evident to you that she is completely naked. And as you step out from around the trash, her gaze never leaves the fire. And around the fire, you could say that there are instruments for you to sit on. You do see one rotten, half-rotten log that sits just directly on the dirt, a barrel that is upside down with cracks along the side of it, and then a couple of like mounds of garbage bags that maybe could be comfortable if they were bean bags, but it doesn't look like they're filled with anything particularly comfortable. And as Janet steps forward first, all the sounds of distant vehicles, of any planes flying over, of any water kind of pressing up against the shore, all of that vanishes. You simply hear the silent, or rather low crackle of a heatless fire as this girl simply stares at it while Janet makes her way around the corner first, followed by, I imagine, Elspeth and David right secondarily.
Look, David, you could probably take your jumpsuit off if you wanted.
Would it be okay?
Does seem we found a bit of a nudist colony. Excuse me, ma'am.
As you say that, there is zero reaction. She is still as a corpse.
Okay, my name is Janet Janetti. We were told maybe by a mutual contact that you might be able to help us. My friend David here.
When you say David, her head actually tilts gently to the right, but she doesn't look up.
Yeah, he gets that reaction a lot from women. This is my friend David. And he has some questions that maybe we thought you would have information on.
Other than the head tilt, she doesn't really do anything. She doesn't say anything, but you're not demanded to leave either. As Janet is talking, what does Elspeth look like? And what does David look like? Are they just kind of quietly standing back and behind? Even if we just get a glimpse of your facial expressions, what kind of...
Raised eyebrows, just taking in the environment, letting Janet do the introductions.
Well, once I kind of say David, and I'll even like, kind of try to bring him forward a little bit to be like, I'm like, David, this is your chance, honey.
David's getting naked.
Okay.
I feel like as Janet turns to David and like, David, you see him just removing clothing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, let me have that. I pick the jumpsuit up that I have spent time making off of the ground and like throw it over kind of my shoulder so we can take it with us. And I'm like, go. It seems that you're dressed for the occasion, so why don't you go up there and talk with her?
Why does the fire not hurt me?
I have a feeling it's magical fire, honey.
Mathis, how familiar does she seem?
Does not seem familiar at all.
Okay. Okay. I suppose David will walk up to the fire. Not like hands up, warming himself up, nothing like that.
Yeah.
He feels sort of out of sorts, but in sorts too. I guess he's waiting for the next.
Yep.
The
David
next
steps
step.
up to the fire, completely naked, as he's doing. We got Elspeth.
I actually think Elspeth is intrigued by this fire.
Sure.
And the lack thereof fear that we feel toward this fire. So she's just gonna observe the fire in particular and just keep an eye. Yeah.
Are you using any abilities? Or are you really just like intrigued with it?
Not at the moment, but I'm gonna observe as David walks closer and see how he reacts to it, see if she does anything with it, but just
sure.
Her eyes are on the fire.
You can make me a wits investigate check if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll come back to that as you make that roll. David walks up to the fire, completely free from the clothing that he was wearing, the cloth prison as he sees them. And as he steps up to the fire, you said, does David just kind of steps up and silently just kind of regards her or waits?
I think after a beat, David probably says, my name is David. And Roman said that you might be able to help us.
As you finish that sentence, without lifting her head, she says in a kind of almost wistful voice, is it?
It is the name that I chose. Well, Carver is the name that I chose. David is all I know.
Labels and meaninglessness, is it who you are? And then she lifts her head up and for the first time regards you. And you don't see a face that strikes fear. You don't see a face that strikes lust or immediate, kind of like a Toreador would, attention. Instead, you just see the face of a young girl, more or less. One that you assume is kindred, obviously.
I do not have another title.
Why?
Maybe I have not earned it.
Why?
Is there a why that is needed? Why
She
do they
takes a
call
minute.
you
You
the
see her
Witch of
eyes
the
kind of
Yards?
lift up, and then she looks down at you because I'm a witch in a yard, and she smiles very playfully.
And
Do you wish a title?
I am David. Have I earned a title?
Have you earned a title?
I do
And her
not
head
think so.
cocks to the side, and as her hair kind of falls to the side a bit.
I do not think that I have earned a title.
Why? Are you useless? I can make use of you. Anyone can find use for you. Or you. Or you. Or you. Or you. And she looks to Janet and Elspeth as well.
I am unsure
none.
about a lot of things, but I know that I may have some uses, just not the same to everyone.
As you're you're unsure of a lot, she steps forward to you and she goes, yes, isn't that exciting though?
You might think it is exciting, as much as I might think that it is scary.
They feel the same. And then her face kind of drops from a playfulness to just kind of a plain, stoic one before she steps back and she plops on the ground and crosses her legs. And then she pats the ground as though to take to sit.
I'll see.
Yep. Did you two of the other two sit?
No. I'm wearing clothes and I don't want gravel on my ass.
There's a log you could sit on. There's a bucket you could sit on.
I'll sit a little closer to the fire, actually.
Okay, I'll take the bucket.
Be careful with buckets. We've learned so many lessons.
I'll make sure,
Only you could sit there and go, is the bucket familiar to
Is
you?
it dripping? Are there drips? Little drips?
I imagine
you
this
hear
is,
no
is
drips.
like a Home Depot orange plasticky 5-gallon. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
like a
just
bucket
make
like that.
sure that there's not a viscousness on it before I sit down. But
Yeah, we see Janet walk over and just kind of dust it off of
I just
whatever
kind of dust
garbage
it
might be
and
on it.
I'll sit real nice, quiet.
And Elspeth, do you?
Yeah, I sit at whatever is closest to the fire. If it's a log, or a bucket, or whatever. But I'm walking up to the fire.
Yeah. It never gets any hotter as you get closer to it. And as you your wits investigation, you roll.
I rolled 2 skulls on my hunger die, so it could be considered bestial failure.
Okay.
Yeah. I tried to wit reroll and I got 2 successes.
Okay.
And I have skulls on my hunger dice.
Will, what's your compulsion?
The Hekata compulsion is, oh Lord.
Bestial failure is where it has no immediate fun story thing. I need to use compulsions more.
God, something about. I think it's
you can look it up. You can look it up. Don't rush. It's not a big deal. We can take a look at it in a moment. But
yeah,
I will say, even though whether you have bestial failures or not, the thing you would be able to pick up one way or another is that it doesn't seem like the fire is responding to, I guess, nature or its surroundings. Wind doesn't seem to whip it in any particular direction. It seems to have a life of its own that is unaffected by anything else around it. Move something from life to death. Oh, okay. All right. That'll be fun.
Right.
Okay. That is, we'll say that slowly starts taking hold for you. Or the bestial failure very slowly starts to itch. The idea of something, maybe need of control. You can, as Elspeth, let that simmer as to how that may start to come forward. Regardless, you would notice that the fire certainly is not, like I said, it is not responding to its surroundings. It doesn't seem to respond to movement, wind. It seems to be very much separate from any physical influence that is happening around it at the moment. You all sit down, and as you sit, she remains silent again. And how long would you let it be silent before you said something, or something was, or somebody did something? I'm curious.
Elspeth takes a branch and throws it into the fire.
It doesn't catch.
She's like hyper. You guys are like, she's
It is a little weird
hyperfixating
now by
on
your
this
hyperfixation around the fire. David's naked, sitting on the gravel. Janet's so out of her element. I make eye contact with David. I'm like, I give him that parental, go on, you're doing great. Keep going.
You asked me my name, And you said, is it? Do you think that I have a different name?
She like goes from serious to shrugs nonchalantly, and her posture changes again to very kind of almost playful looking, and she just says, I don't know. What do you want? Why are you here?
I think that someone is going to try to find me that I do not want to be found by.
She smiles. The curse of attractive looks.
Is it my looks? I don't think that they are after me because of my looks.
She just reaches over and she just places a hand like on your chest, and she just like very like force just kind of squeezes your upper chest area a couple times, and then she gives it a good kind of couple hard slaps, and she just slaps your shoulder a bit and then like kind of squeezes your arm a couple times, and then she leans back and she goes,
Janet, I don't know what I can say to her.
Well,
Everyone that I tell about me becomes very estranged to the idea of me.
Are you estranged?
I think that I am, yes.
I think you ask a lot of loaded questions. I'm Janet Janetti. What's your name?
She just gives you a wave. The witch of
Okay, witch.
yards.
The witch of the yards, right.
She then
David's
gets
not
up and starts kind of spinning in place.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I imagine you are capable of understanding that David's not special because of his good looks.
Why is he special?
Well, we were kind of hoping you could tell us that.
I'll tuft out my wings.
Oh. Wow. And she like kind of prances behind you and will stretch her wing out she doesn't ask permission,
Sure.
but she does. And she runs her fingers against it. And then she takes a couple steps back. I've never seen that before.
And I
imagine
haven't
you've all... Oh, I'm
seen-
sorry, go ahead.
I have not seen it on another either.
We're also not entirely convinced that David is just one kindred. More like 3 slices of pie that make one pie, you know?
Key lime pie?
Sure, honey, if you could
Shepherd's
tell us
pie?
what that key lime pie is made of. We want to know about his blood.
Oh, that's why you're here to see me?
One of the reasons. But also what David said. If his blood is special, he's being hunted not because of his good looks, and we would like to keep him safe, particularly from a group of people that tend to be able to find just about anything.
She said
See
that
her-
I am old and new and noble? Is that what she said, noble?
Yes.
What do you have for me?
Oh, I see. Well, hun, what would you like? I am Janet Janetti. Acquiring things is like a hobby.
Uh-huh.
I don't have much.
I have some broccoli rabe.
And she just like looks over to you and just like genuinely has like a look of like, that sounds delicious on her face.
I reach into my pants and pull out $1,000.
Do you hand it to her?
I just ask, like, I just holding it up.
In offering kind of position? Like if she reached out to grab it, like are you implying that she is to reach out and grab it, or are you just like holding and showing it as like...
It's sort of like that pensive question look of like, what do you have? Like, it's, you know, when it's like when a dog tilts her head like,
I have $1,000.
I also have pants, and I do not like them. I like them, but I do not love them.
Why?
Because they are caging.
And she's saying that while looking at Elspeth, waiting for the broccoli rabe.
She takes a moment away from this fire and goes through her bag and pulls out the little container with the leftovers.
Do you hand it over to her?
And hands it over.
You see she grabs it, and as she pops open the top of the container, she then nestles it in the fire.
In the fire?
Yep, the plastic tub in the fire.
She does this. She's Elspeth will just inquire. This fire, are you heating that up with the fire?
She actually looks at it for a couple beats when you say that, and then she looks up and shrugs. I never tried it.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? Keep going. Keep going.
What is this
Who
fire?
do you think David is? She cuts you off completely.
I think, I think he might, at least part of him, be somewhere connected to my bloodline,
And what's your bloodline?
that of the Cappadocians.
Oh, incestuous.
Uh, we've moved past that a little bit. Not
Have
fully.
Aren't you all a family now?
We call ourselves a family, but
Brothers
Yeah.
and brothers and sisters and brothers?
cousins, and then people marry into it,
I wonder
So
when the
no.
deformities start. And then she looks over to Janet. What do you think is who David is?
Honey, my opinion does not matter about who I think David is. What we
She
have been
stops.
able
She goes and she stops and she cuts you off. Your opinion makes David who he is.
No, David makes David who he is. My opinion only hinders that. But if you want my honest opinion, my guess is that David is some strange creation and amalgamation of a variety of kindred who have very, very powerful bloodlines.
She looks back to Elspeth. Now, who do you think David is?
I think David is David.
And what does that mean?
He is
Tell me about David. Pretend David isn't here. And she
He
just puts
is-
her hand on your face, David, and just like
Oh, I thought
holds
you were
it there when
I am not
she does
here.
that. Exactly. He is not here.
he
I like
is
him. He's fun. And she starts scratching his head.
he's fun, inquisitive, always able to have good conversation. He's my friend, and he has a really kind soul. Are we allowed to say that we kindred have whole souls? Because I think we do. And
She
I
shrugs.
think he has a good one. He's one of the good ones.
She looks to Dave. She looks to Janet, and then almost implies that she's going to ask you the same kind of question again, but looking for an answer similar to Elspeth. Not the same answer, but like, who is he to you?
Oh, that's the question. Who is he to me? Because that's
Yep.
different than who I think he is. Okay. David to me is part of my coterie. He's family, and he's special, which makes
Are
him
you a
valuable.
Cappadocian too? Family?
No.
Oh. There's like genuine seeming disappointment in that for who knows what reason.
At least not that I know of.
What are you? You don't smell like a
Complicated.
Toreador.
I'm not.
You talk like one.
Yeah, well, it makes it easier to take down my Ventru way.
The boring ones. Huh.
Sure.
And then she looks back and pulls the hand off David. Who is David to you? Looking at David.
Confused.
Is that why you're here? You want certainty?
I want to know why I am David. I know that I am.
Okay.
David uncorks his jar and he shakes out the dandelions that are dead.
This person wants me for something that I cannot tell yet.
They a gardener? And she reaches forward and kind of just takes them with each hand. And she looks at them and then she puts them in her eyes. And then like in a probably weirdly creepy way to you, especially with how you use them. And she kind of like looks around and then she throws them in the fire and you watch them catch.
I do not know. I know that I like to make things with my hands. And I do not like to feed on people. It makes me very uncomfortable.
And you want to know who you are?
Or who I was.
Okay, I can help.
You can?
Sure. Then she stares into the fire for a minute. After another 30 seconds or so pass, what do you have for me, though?
That goes back to the question of what it is you want, honey.
Mm-hmm. I forgot. You offered me money. She looks
If you
around for a
want
minute.
money, I got plenty of that.
I only have 3 things. And 1 is the money that you do not seem interested in. 2 is my work with my hands. And the 3rd is that I can fly. And I really enjoy flying. If you would like to fly, I can take you.
She looks like she thinks about it for maybe a second or two, and then she just kind of shakes her head very viscerally back and forth. I want you, think about it.
About what?
I'll see you again. Come here. And she just waves David closer.
He scoots across the fire.
Okay. You ready?
I have to be.
Yeah. Are you afraid?
No,
It doesn't look scary. There's no like dark emanating aura coming off of her when she asked that, as odd as she seems to be.
no, I am not afraid.
Okay. Do you want them here? And then she gets like low and quiet and she looks over to Elspeth and Janet.
I like them. They care for me when I cannot care for me.
Okay, just like him. And she stops. So she just like takes a step back. Okay, well, stand in the fire.
I do.
She almost seems not surprised, but playfully delighted that you just agree immediately. And you step into the fire. You feel no heat. You feel no pain. You stand in the fire and it seems to just lick away around you. Unlike the stick and seeming the physical stuff, Elspeth, it does seem to react to him standing in the fire as it licks around his feet and up to about his shins is about how high the fire goes. And then she's like, okay, last chance to say no.
Fascinating.
That's what he should be saying no to. Well, what are you doing?
If you don't want to know who you are.
This is fascinating.
No, we want to know who he is.
Okay. We're doing it. You came here. I help you.
And what about the security piece? Can you make sure nobody can find him?
You can figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
David
stand in the fire.
reaches across, and how she kind of like slapped and touched. I think David touches her shoulder.
I trust you.
She just smiles at you. She doesn't even say anything.
Well, I don't, because I'm one of those boring ventures. So can I know the terms of this deal?
Terms?
Yeah, you give him something, and what are you getting? What are we giving you?
Hey, we'll figure. Well, next time I see you, you'll have something for me.
So the
And
cost
then she just
is...
goes,
Okay.
"Hey, come here!" And just like yells.
Okay. Get
After a
away.
few minutes, you hear jangling,
Oh, God.
and you see the same figure kind of walk around the corner. And she waves him over, and he comes over, and she just grabs and slaps his balls around a little bit, and then
Oh my
just grabs
god.
2 of the 4 cans, and she holds one up and puts one back, and grabs the other one, and she pulls them off the string, and she just kind of shoves him away, and he waddles on off, and you realize as she looks into them, they're both dead empty, and she just throws the cans into the fire. And as she does, the fire burns from an orange to a pitch white. It illuminates a little brighter than it was, but the flames slowly begin to lick their way up his legs, up his body. And in this moment, David, you feel something you haven't felt since the diner incident. A feeling of wrongness being made right. It's an impossible emotion to put into play, and you don't feel any physical altercations from that feeling on the inside. The same echo that you did the night you saw a cube of impossible geometry seems to spark for a moment before it settles and vanishes again. And as the flames lick their way up you, they eventually entirely encompass you, swallowing you whole and a bonfire standing as tall as David does before Elspeth and Janet. The witch is pacing a little bit back and forth, not in a stressed way, but more in a fascinated kind of way, curious way, her head tilted, a gentle smile ever lingering on it. And after about a minute of the fire intensely burning around David, the flames begin to dissipate one by one. And as they do, David is still recognizable there. But many things are different about him. One, he's wearing clothing. David, you hate being naked all of a sudden. It's shameful. It feels wrong. Secondarily, his wings are gone. Your ability to fly is, for the moment, removed. And more than anything, you are certain, while you may not be certain exactly of who you or what your role is, you are certain that you belong in Boston and that you are a citizen and an individual like anyone else. Everything about that made every curiosity, or should I say not every bit, a good amount of his childlike wonder is gone. And in it, a certainty. Whether the certainty is his or not, who knows? But as she stands back, she looks him up and down. There. Now you're somebody.
But you didn't answer the question, who is he? You just changed him into something else.
I can't answer the question if he can't answer the question, so he has to figure it out.
Did my physical looks change more? Aside from the wings?
Other than the wings gone, no. You're still very much David. The wings are still the only physical thing that is not there. You're still like aware. It's not like you have a false identity implanted in you. And we can talk about that a little. Maybe it's part of figuring out things to go. But as she looks to you, she goes to Janet and to Elspeth. You told me who you thought he was, so I took it away, and we'll see what's left.
You took away the fact he was my family, and
but
oh man, no,
that's unique.
She shakes her head. Oh, I can't get rid of everything.
No, I didn't ask you to get rid of anything.
But why?
Well,
why?
If those things are him, and I take them away, who is he after?
Okay, so you went the security route, so he won't be able to be found now.
Oh. He needs to find himself.
So you did that by changing him? Is this a game to you?
Wait, it could be fun. He's not hurt. He's okay.
No, he's not. You know what? I looked at David. Honey, are you okay? You look average.
I mean, there's still the lingering questions you've always had. But there is just, for now, we'll say, a little more confidence than there was. It's not like you're a different personality, but insecurities have been supernaturally removed from David in a way.
I think that I'm fine, Janet.
Okay. Are you happy with the outcome of said deal?
It's really hard to say.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I've had enough of private parts and nudity for the night, along with the smell of trash. So, I want to thank you, Witch of the Yard, for your impeccable service.
I'll see you again.
Yeah, I have no doubt. How long is this supposed to last?
Until he doesn't want to do it. He wants to go back to normal.
Huh. Okay.
Have you ever heard of the story Pinocchio?
Yeah, where he's trying to be a real boy?
Yeah.
Inspirational.
Is his nose going to grow when he lies?
No, but that would have been fun.
Okay. We're going to go back and we'll read Pinocchio. Thank you for your time, your services. We will...
You think he'll still be David after all this?
David reaches up and grabs the jumpsuit.
Oh yeah. I'll hand it back to him.
Maybe he's like a Joseph now.
Sure. Honey, I can change my name, but it doesn't change who I am.
Right. How do you change who you are?
Well, that's why we came to
Wait.
you, but since you can't really answer the question, I think, we'll take our questions elsewhere. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, bye. I'll see you
Yes.
again. Bye. I'll see you soon.
Hmm.
Bye.
She sits back down, just right to the original position you saw her at. Sit and staring at the fire, which has gone back to an orange hue.
On the way out, are there any insects around?
Give me a wits awareness.
Yes.
I would be impressed if there weren't. It's a junkyard.
Unless she's got some weird magic here and there's no bugs.
Oh, you see cockroaches everywhere.
Oh man, those things are hard to kill. I step on one on the way out.
Okay. As you're like making your way out, Elspeth like actively steps away for a minute and she's like watching some cockroaches until they eventually slow down. And then she just, with a certainty to her, lifts her foot and just is like, just absolutely squishes it.
Hey, are we all feeling better?
Yeah, I feel better now. Thanks.
Come on, everybody, get in the car.
Make
And
your way
it
over to the
does.
gate. Do you climb out? You got to climb over it. You climb over the fence, or you could actually just break the lock or pick the lock. That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, we didn't open it.
Oh yeah.
You could pick the lock from the other side, Elspeth. It's a little bit higher difficulty to do it, but you go ahead and give me your Dex Larceny.
All right, oh shit, no, it's stealth that I have the advantage in. Oh
Just
well.
do it quiet like.
Yes, Dex larceny. Let's roll. Oh, that's not.
One success. You could read. Nope, you can't. Never mind. With one success, it's a success. It just takes you about 10 minutes of picking at this thing from the other side, but eventually you are able to after 10 minutes, where you can relock it when you get back on the other
It's
side.
usually easier than this. Sorry, this is a rusty lock.
I mean,
give me a
if
minute.
it gets to that point, Jenna can just be like, "Look," and moves you out of the way and takes the gun from her purse, her like Louis Vuitton. And she can just walk straight up to it and we'll just shoot it point blank.
You would note there are no CCTV cameras around, so blow the lock off of it after about 5 minutes. But no, she could do it in 10. Either way, the lock is removed, and you make your way to the car and you begin the drive back to the quarry.
I look at David.
How does
you
David
fe-
look as he sits in the car? Does
How you
anything about
feeling?
his posture change?
I imagine that David is, sitting like back straight, legs forward as much as he possibly can. It's probably a lot less like childlike wonder and concern with the world around him. Not watching cars pass by, just sort of like looking forward.
How you feeling?
I'm not sure what I should have expected.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I thought maybe, well, I tell you what I expected. I thought maybe she would take some of your blood to do like a little genealogy test or something, but uh
She was a kindred in a junkyard. Not a scientist exactly.
yeah, I don't know. With the title witch, you think that there's going to be some sort of cool magic or something. Uh the only cool magic in that place was that fire. I don't know what that was, but it clearly did something to you.
Did it?
Yeah. You did it hurt?
No, I didn't feel anything.
Uh do 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 I look different to you? Am I different? Do you feel differently to me?
David, while they
Elspeth?
don't look different to you or even feel different to you, I would say you are even aware of the differences in yourself a bit. You would recognize the things that once worried you don't. The insecurities about who you are. You might be upset about your missing wings, though. Like that's still, that's not like something you don't necessarily miss. It's just all those little things that used to tinge at you. Oh, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Am I breaking this rule? That just doesn't that doesn't sit in your anxiety brain like it used to.
I miss my wings.
Take
They
any
were an
of your other
extension
powers?
of me, and I felt like I was a bit more comfortable with them, but now I no longer feel concerned with the way that I communicate to each of you. You are still Elle, and you are still Janet.
Well, let's hope so. Did she take anything else from you? Are your powers still working?
I don't know. I can try, but it might be more useful for us to stop.
Well, we're on the way home, and I feel like maybe within the safety and security of our own personal junkyard, we can maybe test that out a little bit.
Why would she take my wings?
As she's driving to, and he's asked that, and I imagine also David's kind of in his own head as one wondering, like, well, what do I feel different about? Just to reiterate as well, like all the things he didn't know, he still doesn't know. He's still confused about rules and whatnot. He doesn't know them. It's just that they don't worry you. They're not something that
you took the
stresses you.
insecurity.
So I just want to make sure, maybe if I wasn't clear enough for viewers or what have you, just that like all of who David is still in there. It's just a lot of that childlike naivety is replaced with an adult-like certainty, even if he isn't certain about anything.
You know, when I was still a mom, one of the tactics I used quite frequently was reverse psychology. You ever heard of that?
I'm familiar, yes.
I have a feeling that this is kind of some like next level reverse psychology. I think she's trying to teach you a little lesson, David.
Lessons are meant through failure, not through theft.
Well, some could say she didn't take it because you willingly gave it. And some would say that maybe visiting her and doing what we did was in fact failure on some part. Can we talk about the way she touched you, like your chest? It was weird. Anybody else?
It was a little weird.
For you, David, it didn't feel like she was groping as much as she was like feeling the like structure of your body. She was like,
okay. I thought it was about the stone in his chest.
No, because it started and she like slapped,
okay.
and then she like grabbed like his shoulder and then his back. It was like
she was like, okay, so he's stone outside. What can I change?
Like feeling...
Okay, she was sizing him up. Okay.
Since I've walked from my box, many people have touched me. With my consent and without. This was no different.
Okay. Well,
do you think if we bring her something, maybe there's a part 2 and she might be able to actually do something a bit more productive?
I think the question is, what do you bring someone who wants for nothing, can make everything that she has, and only cares for cans and naked people?
Well, one of the things you could bring her is that beautiful statue you recently... No, she can't get that anywhere, and she sure enough can't get it made by somebody other than David.
Maybe we bring her blood. Somebody's
we are
blood.
Attempting to avoid giving our blood away. We talked about this just a few nights ago. Blood, not a good bargaining chip. Maybe for the person receiving it, but not the person giving it.
Maybe not our blood, but somebody else's. We find somebody's blood or kidnap somebody. I'm just doing
Where is Elspeth, and what have you done with her?
I'm just spitballing ideas.
Okay. I'm open to a spitballing session, just maybe sans sharing, selling, stealing of blood.
I feel less inspired.
I hate that for you.
Bob, I sent you a message on Discord, just so you know.
And I don't feel like running is an option anymore. Before I could do that. But she took my wings.
Well, you still got feet, honey. The rest of us run with our feet.
I cannot run as fast as a car. I cannot run as fast as a Toreador or another.
Ah, I see.
The only thing that kept me separate from everyone else was my wings and my ability to see the good in people. And I'm afraid that things feel a lot less gray and a lot more black and white.
Okay.
Well,
how about a drink? We're passing through Bruja territory. We could go by the bar. Everybody could use a drink. Moment to decompress. Janet needs a moment to think about what the fuck just happened.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think. That would be
You know
good.
what, David? She did kind of come through on the hiding you bit. I mean, your blood's still your blood, but you definitely are a little
That's
bit
a
more
good point.
easy to, you're more incognito for day-to-day street walking activity. Um,
Yeah,
Plus, now without the wings, I can make you all kinds of outfits.
that's true.
We could
This
try to
is a
find
good
some positivity.
that's a good temporary thing, but she did say that she could go back to old David.
Yeah, she kept talking like we were going to come back.
I mean, I assume we don't want David to be like this forever, and she's probably the only one that can fix it. So that's probably
Well, I
what.
think David, that's the whole point of this reverse psychology lesson shit, is David has to decide who he wants to be. And this is just a new perspective on that. Because you're not really different, David. You've just gotten rid of the things that maybe you were a little insecure about or that set you out apart from the rest of the world. And you have to decide, do you want it or don't you?
I was never insecure about my wings.
Well, yeah, but it still made you stand out. It made you different. It's part of the reason some people looked at you.
I never
You
had a
didn't-
problem standing out. I had a problem with the way that people perceived me.
Well, I'm going to tell you now, they're going to perceive you differently, easier.
I never wanted
That
to be
piece.
easy.
Well, then maybe we should just turn around, go straight back to the witch of the yard and say, fix it.
Yeah, I don't understand this whole thing.
That's because you never had children and have to manipulate them to get them to do what you want. You know what I mean? To learn a lesson. That's what this is. This is pure top to bottom
But
psychological manipulation.
but who is she
done
to
in a physical-
even?
She's the woman we came to for help. We asked her.
I
She
guess
didn't really
so.
do anything wrong, and by a legal standpoint, she fulfilled the ask. I just think that we haven't. We didn't suspect that it would manifest in such a way. And the real question is, what does David want? If David doesn't want to be like this, we can go back and ask for a refund, you know? What she wants David to do, based on all of the very open-ended and somewhat confusing questions, is to come to terms with who he is on his own, instead of being defined by what you, I, or everybody else sees.
I think she
Okay.
made a knee-jerk reaction based on the way that you had described me.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe we,
I didn't really go to describe you and to have you change based on my wants. So, maybe that was our mistake for even being there at all. But
well,
David, what do you want to do, honey?
I don't know yet.
Okay, well then let's go get a drink. I promise you there's no better time in the whole world to get hard liquor in your system when you have no idea what else to do in life. It's the best time for drinking.
it's a good point.
And you can go flirt with the bartender, not puke this time.
Yes, I will keep my liquor down this time. I won't forget. One of our core components is a kindred.
So you drive off to the bars where you're heading?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to pass through there anyway, so
Yeah.
we might as well stop while we're headed through their territory.
Sure. As the car drives off and we see the bar in the distance, we could fade to black here and go on break. It was
Yeah,
a
it's
little
perfect
early,
time.
but not super early, and we'll be back in like 10 minutes or so.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a sec. Run bio, do what you got to do, and we'll see you in a minute.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you got your drinks refilled. We're gonna jump kind of right back into it. Do we want to pick up at the bar? Is that where you are? Just is it more of like a scene where we see you all unwinding at the bar and kind of like trying
Janet
to find...
will dress down just a little bit. Like she'll leave the Louis Vuitton in the purse, right, or the purse in the car, because like a little too fancy. Maybe she'll take the pearls off. She's gonna try to dress down. She undoes the button up. You know, there's just like a little bit of a. We're going into a dive bar, and she looks like.
Yeah.
You know, Mina
is the bartender as always when you enter. She's the one with the giant slash across her throat. And has David been to this bar before? I know Elspeth has.
It was just
it was just the two of you. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, when you walk in, it is a dive bar. Like this is the Riot Act is the name of it when you enter. And it's like got a couple pool tables, a couple just plain wooden tables. You know, your usual like on the walls like a framed gun. Bar, like it's just your typical kind of dive bar. If you've been to a dive bar, you understand what this looks like. And it's not sparsely populated, but it's not like popping super busy. There's familiar faces that you would recognize from the last time you were here, amongst a couple of others that you don't. You weren't looking for Roman or anything, right?
I was, but I didn't let them know that. Yes,
Gotcha.
Janet is absolutely looking for him.
Sure. So when you swing in, you don't see him right away, but you're going to spend some time here, I imagine.
I think David's going to walk into the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you enter the bar. Elspeth and Janet make their way up to the bar. Are you blush of lifing to have like alcohol here, Miss Pukey Pants?
I will rouse with you, even though I don't necessarily.
Actually, as you approach the bar, I don't know why I'm asking out a game. As you approach the bar, Mina would smile, and like any good bartender worth her salt, she recognizes you immediately, and she smiles to you, Janet, and she looks to you, and as you get close, she gestures for your hand real quick, Elle. Do you reach out? She like gestures like she reaches out for you, or like you reach out as she grabs your hand, she snatches it, like not like pulls you, but she grabs it with some force, and she places her other hand on top of it, and she's like, right, so before you order anything, are you gonna warm up?
Yeah. You know what? Let's live life on the edge tonight.
Janet
she doesn't know you're at 3 hunger, so
Janet says, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna let you rouse.
So
I'm already roused. I
check.
succeeded. Yeah.
Oh, thank God you succeed. Woo. You stay at 3 hunger.
I just simply lean in and I say, if I don't, you touch my hand like that? And then I look at Elspeth like, girl, the sexual tension between the two of these women.
I was like,
you're not a Toreador and you're building sexual tension with other characters. But does Janet say that? Do you say
I say it out loud.
She actually smiles and like half sarcastically, half smiling. You'll see Mina reach her hand out for yours.
Oh, and I'll put
It's
it
like
in
carding
there.
somebody. Carding somebody doesn't need to be carded. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and I'll put it in there and let her check my pulse too, just to
Yep.
participate with Elspeth and kind of play
Exactly.
into her good.
And
good
after she
behavior.
confirms, she looks to you both. She's like, "So, what can I get you?" As you realize at this point, you look around, you see David like mostly to the bathroom at this point as the door swings open.
Yeah, I
and he
think
steps
I go
away.
to order like 3 whiskeys on the rocks or something, and realize that the third for that is not here.
What does Elspeth usually drink if she drinks? If she ever even got into drinking at all? Like Ava was a wine drunk, obviously. But
God.
Elspeth, like, did she drink much in college? 'Cause she went
Midori
right from
sours.
college. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, exactly. Is it Midori
A dark and
sours?
stormy.
No,
The fuck is that?
It's rum. It's dark rum with all I know is it's a rum drink.
You're like, I don't fucking know. It's got rum in it.
What the college girl of you?
Yes, ginger beer, rum, ginger
I was gonna say,
beer
it's ginger beer
with a liqueur, I think. It's a cocktail. She's a cocktail girl. So like a cosmopolitan
Apple teenies.
yeah, like she's a college girl. So what do college girls drink?
Fruity drinks.
Girly cocktails. Yes.
Bub drinks those things because I'm not out here trying to get drunk. I want to enjoy
I
myself.
love them too. I'm not a beer person myself, but I do like
drink,
a good
yeah.
I do like a good cocktail.
I'm just a beer lady. Like, give me a really good beer.
If I'm gonna have the
That's all I
side
need.
effect
I'm
of
the
hating
opposite.
myself later, give me something to enjoy right now.
Yeah.
So you order. I'm sorry. What did you order? I got lost in the sauce.
A dark and stormy.
A dark and
Oh,
stormy.
I ordered. So now I've got to drink 3 whiskeys by myself.
But as you order the dark and stormy, she's like,
I'll take a whiskey
Yeah.
sour.
but as you order dark and stormy, she's like, you're gonna have to remind me what's in a dark and stormy, sweetheart.
2 ounces dark rum, ginger beer, and bitters.
God, she's like, it's been a while since I had a college kid here, and she starts like shaking, mixing up the drink, and she makes your whiskey on. You said, you just want whiskey on the rocks?
Yeah, just I guess give me 2 whiskeys on the rocks. Maybe David will be back. And I just I lean it while she's making drinks. I lean over to Elspeth and I go, when we get older, we start to drink our liquor.
Well, thankfully, I'm gonna look 24 forever. So
You want to be called a college girl forever? She kind of is like kind of makes her the valid girl thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, what you wanna be the college girl forever?
the charm hasn't worn off quite yet. I'm sure it will eventually.
Honey,
You guys are like
here's the thing about
stabbing each other
college
with like
girls.
micro daggers.
Yeah. She's like, here's the thing about college girls. They think they're charming from the beginning, but they never really were.
Okay, you and I just have different viewpoints on this, Janet.
Mhm.
But I'll take your words right here.
And as you say that, you're cut off by the conversation cut with the clacking of like the hard glasses on the table. As she slides it forward, some older woman comes and orders a White Russian. She's like, all right, I'm gonna go make that. And as she like leaves you, but I know. I'm just giving you what my very first drink my friend made for me was.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah, my very first drink at 20 was a shot of Everclear, thanks because my friend's mean as fuck to me. And then the second drink he made me a White Russian.
Yeah, we used to drink it in Gatorade, Everclear.
Oh man, I can't think of Everclear being good in anything.
Anything.
Like, at
It's not
all.
supposed to be. That is not the point of Everclear.
So as the drinks are being plopped down, this woman comes and orders a White Russian. We kind of like fade away into the bathroom. We crossfade to the bathroom. The bar sounds become more muted as the door shuts and is locked because it's just a single person fucking bathroom in this place. You got like things written on the wall, marker, a lot of band stickers just kind of slapped up and around, all kinds of stuff. And we see David step into the bathroom, and what do we see?
I think he looks at himself in the mirror first to see what his perception. What does it look like? Is it just him just staring at him?
As you look at yourself, it's just you staring at yourself. You look like David. Maybe you tell me. Maybe your posture's changed. David was always very straight back, though. He didn't really like slack or anything. He's just lacking wings.
I think I instinctively try to like just flex them upward as it's just natural to him. Just kind of try to move it.
And as you do, you could feel the muscles in your back that were around it almost like flex and move instinctively. The instinct isn't gone. The memory of how to fly, what it's like to fly, it's not gone. It is hard. The thing it's hard to remember is like what it was like to be so anxious about things. Like you knew you were. It's not like that's a dreamy memory. You were anxious earlier in this night, or uncertain. Maybe anxious is the wrong word, but that feeling is a little bit strange to not have. But the wings, that you just physically you have the muscle memory for. That is just they're just not there.
I mean, I think he would probably like strip off his shirt and look, like turn and look in the mirror to see what he sees. Are there like
Smooth
red
back.
spots?
There's
It's just smooth.
No, yep, just smooth.
Oh man, he's probably awash with emotions right now.
You are a humanity, so that makes sense. Is there a shot at a fury frenzy? Are you mad?
I don't think he's mad as much as he's afraid. Like I think he's afraid. David doesn't have a lot of identity.
Sure.
And he identifies with his wings.
No, fear frenzy wouldn't really make too much sense because that's like running away from a perceived threat. But you just would feel that intense fear. And while it is still, again, David wouldn't really even remember because he doesn't remember being mortal ever. But you feel it pretty intensely.
I think I'm gonna try.
We see him like reaching around to his back and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think I'm gonna try to lean into my discipline, and I'm gonna try to pull my wings.
Sure. What ability do you use to do this?
I'm gonna use stone carving on myself.
Sure. You can go ahead and make me. You have a rouse check for that.
Let
Or is
me
it a free
let me
power?
look here. It's one rouse. Yeah.
Okay.
Hunger
Okay, you're
2.
at 2. And is there any check you need to roll with it or no?
Yeah. What did we say it was? It was. Oh wait, it's a big power. Hold on, I've got this right here.
Yeah.
Stone carving. It's my Visceratica plus my craft.
Okay, give me that roll.
Okay, so 2. Can I take my bonus in sculpting?
Sure, why not?
Shit, that gives me so much hope. I'm gonna rouse for this.
Okay.
All right.
You're really making sure
Yeah,
that the failure is a story failure.
yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, he's invested in this.
Oh, makes sense.
So it's Radica attribute. Oh, it's not an attribute. It's based off of my craft. So skill. Craft. Attribute. Discipline. 2. Roll. And that's based off of my bonus plus that. So it's still a big dice pool.
Oh yeah, I expect an enormous dice pool.
Oh man,
5 successes is exceptional though.
I don't think I don't think he plays around. Like I think this has his utmost focus, like to the point of like borderline hurting himself.
Yeah, you can reroll 2. Spend a willpower.
Yeah, I will.
6 successes.
Yeah, 6 successes.
We watch for minutes as, you said you take off your shirt, you kind of turn around and look behind to see your back entirely smooth. You flex those muscles that are still instinctively flex when you attempt to move wings that are no longer there. The feeling of anger rushes forward, which is immediately awash by the feeling of, as you said, fear, an unfamiliarity. What does this mean? And that frustration leads to thinking outside the box, knowing you have these abilities that can shape things, including your own body. We see as you keep your back to the mirror, and our viewer is just a straight shot of the mirror and only seeing him. We watch as you begin to flex those muscles, and as you do, we can hear the stiffening of the muscles themselves and then the cracking of the skin as it begins to malform and shape. You reach back with your hand and you're attempting the best you can to form what was once wings, pulling on skin as it stretches, cracks, and reforms, even grabbing at bits of muscle underneath and tissue, trying to etch it into the wing. You know how it should look, how it should function, what it's made of, and you have the technical skill that this should be feasible. And as you make your way through, maybe getting at about 3 or 4 inches of one protruding out of your back, you can kind of see the structure of the ridge where the cartilage and bone would be. And you begin to work on the webbing, kind of stretching the skin taut and really pulling it so it thins and holds in that spot. As soon as you let go at one point and kind of just like adjust and you go to flex it to see if you can, if it's even maneuverable or useful, as soon as you flex it, you watch as your body and you can feel your muscles separate. The skin shrinks and pulls almost in a way that's elastic band like, and it moves with force back into your back, shoving apart the tissue and replacing itself where it was. And as the skin that was stretched slowly pulls itself back taut into your back, and you flex, and there's nothing there.
I think at that point he would probably Fury Frenzy.
You may make me a resist Fury Frenzy as the rage wells up inside of you.
There. I got 4.
Yeah. The rage wells up, and while there is a moment where you once again feel the comfort of giving up control, the temptation that sits there to just say, step back, somebody else with more experience will handle this. You roll well enough where you don't feel that that's necessary. If you want to give into it on your own, you can, obviously, but the roll to resist, there is that confidence in a way, I guess, that sits in you maybe. Whether that means you still lift your fists and fucking shatter the sink, whether you slam your palm into the mirror and still make a scene, but you don't give in to a complete bestial takeover of rage if you so desire not to. What do we see David do?
I think he does the thing where he asks for help.
Like
and
you want to give into?
Yeah, it's no longer just a question of who's inside of me. It's why are you leaving me to figure this all out on my own if you're just laying dormant?
Again, I guess, there's not a conversation that can be had. It's not like you have a conversation with this thing. There is just the feeling of this will feel better if you give up control. It's just that, like a hit of a drug, in a way, knowing that, well, if I just take a hit of this, when I come to again, I'll feel better about it. I won't be as mad. But it knows, meaning you don't really have control over what you do.
I don't even know if it hears me, so
right.
I'm going to leave a message, kind of like how I did with Betty on the trash can. But I'm with my stone carving still active. I'm just going to scratch it into the wall. Why have you left me when I'm in time of need? And sort of place both hands on the wall and just I rescind the scene to you and let whomever step out of me.
So you're giving into the beast is what I'm basically asking.
Yes.
Like, you rolled well enough to resist if you choose to, but you do not wish to. And out of, like you said, out of rage, you kind of craft that in. And as you give in, our vision as the viewer mirrors that of your own, where everything kind of gets really distant. Things get really quiet. And we cut back to the bar, having a few drinks, enjoying yourselves. As Janet
is
and
Roman
Elspeth,
there? Is Roman there?
After a little bit, he is going to arrive. He's just not here yet. It's just been a couple minutes.
All right. Well, then I sit down with Elspeth.
Yeah. Okay. I sit down
with
any conversation the two of you want to have.
2 drinks, waiting hopefully for David to return. I'll keep my eye out on the bathroom corner, but I'm like, so I was having thought on the ride over here. Since Roman was our connection to the Witch of the Yard, I was thinking that maybe we should ask him about, more information. Maybe he knows a little bit more about her. But, since you seem to have a affinity for conversation with him, I thought maybe you might want to do it.
Yeah, you know what? I'll have that conversation and see if we can, if not he, perhaps he knows somebody who knows somebody that knows more about
her and what her business is. I just want to know. I want to know what goods she sells.
As do I.
See, so you take this whiskey, and I slide the second one over. And when he arrives tonight, which I was told by our bartender Mina that he kind of hangs out here around these times. So you're gonna take the drink, you offer it to him, little peace
Right.
offering.
Yes, 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 yes.
You
I
bat
thought
the
you were giving
eyes.
Misty a second drink. I was like,
No.
okay.
She's like, this is for him. Don't worry. This one doesn't have all that extra. And it just, play it cool, make eye contact, giggle a little.
I know what I'm doing, Janet.
You know
She's a
what?
college girl. After
You're right. And you know what? There's actually a moment where you may not notice it, but Janet thinks that she knows far too well what a flirting college girl looks like because she had an adulterous husband for years. It's half of what she was part of the original adultery from the first marriage that became the wife that now then had to face it. And so she knows that it's half of why she feeds the way she does. It's why she hunts the way she does. And so there's just a moment in her where she laughs, but it's that laugh of like, I will claw your fucking eyes out, and she kind of sips the whiskey to kind of break it. She goes, I do. I trust that you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. So I'll see if we can get some more info.
Does Elspeth make a wits insight? Make a wits insight. See if you pick up on that.
Yeah,
And,
actually.
Flirting college girls just makes for Janet. It kind of made she is roused, so I guess the vein in her neck thumps a little harder.
There's a little bit of physical mimicry. One success. Janet always seems on edge.
She's the little
She's always ready to be mad at somebody.
I trust that you will figure it out.
And as you nod, the bathroom door swings open with some force, and out walks David
to let him know that we're in the corner.
Who's shirtless, and does indeed have long, leathery wings.
Huh?
That certainly look like they're made of muscle and tissue. As a couple of people in the bar completely stop talking and looking over at him. And David wordlessly walks through the front door, and as he's done numerous times in the past, flaps those leathery wings and leaves.
Oh my.
Did he just not see us, or
this happens every time? He always just flies away. We need
wings. Really? That was a choice. You know what? I take the whiskey back. You're his protector. Go get him.
I'm gonna have to put a tracker on him. That's the only way. This has happened. This is the third time this has happened.
I did that with my boys too. It's easy. You just slip it in the pocket or something. They'll never know. I've even sewed it into the lining of the underwear.
Put a little air tag in there, and then that's it.
No.
Well, he doesn't wear clothes, so he's gonna have to put it in a little like.
Wait a second. But he was wearing clothes.
He was, yeah. And why was he? How did he get his wings back?
Okay, calm down.
You're only halfway through your dark and stormy. All right,
calm down. This is really expensive whiskey, and I am gonna finish it. Stay here. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and see.
Yep. You see the shirt on the ground, and you see carved into the wall. What did it say, David?
More or less, why haven't you offered me any help in the times when I actually need it? And it looks, I can't imagine that it doesn't look like they're probably, I don't know. You tell me, Mathis, with stone carving, are there like bits of skin or anything like that? Anything that looks like?
Not usually with the way you do it, because we've talked about how stone becomes malleable to you.
You would see like dust on the ground where he carved and that's fresh.
Yeah, Gina just takes a nice expensive heel and just rushes the dust around the floor to try to break off any evidence. I collect the clothes, I fold them very nicely, and I'll stack them up, and I'll kind of tuck them under my arm, maybe trying to look like it's a jacket, or just not drawing attention to the fact I have a bundle of men's clothes coming out of the bathroom. And I'll just gingerly, I'll nod to Mina as I cross the bar and go back to the booth, and I'll like slip in and hide the clothes. So, David's having an identity crisis. I read something like this one time in one of my boys' like journals or his Trapakeepa or something. It was very emotional. He'll come around. He's just got to figure out who he is. And he was almost there. And then, tonight happened.
So should we not? Well, I guess the last time we tried to go after him, it was pointless because he can fly.
Yep. But you know what? he came back with a lot of information and he got late. So maybe he'll come back with more of information about his identity. If you really think about it, it seems that he learns something about himself every time he breaks the masquerade and goes on an adventure.
Just hope he figures it out. I do. I genuinely do.
You know, as his keeper, his protector, what do you prefer? The title.
Protector?
As his okay, that's what you prefer? Okay, as his protector, you know, it is your duty to help him through these kinds of things, I imagine.
I'm
So,
trying.
Usually, when one person learns from another person, that person they're learning from has a wealth of knowledge and information and wisdom to part down to help them through that process. You're
I'm new. I'm young. I get it.
I think what I'm trying to say is you should learn the wisdom that you want him to have. You'd
How am I
benefit just as by
How am I supposed to figure out anything? We're stuck in a quarry every day. I'm trying to learn new things. I'm trying to learn how to talk to the dead. Okay?
is that
I'm
gonna help
trying.
David?
It could. It could solve a lot of problems. I want you to know.
Mhm.
I'm trying my best, Janet. I really am. And she starts to get more like flustered and upset at this bar. Like she's
This
starting to
is
raise
what
her
Janet
voice.
wanted. She needs her to like let some. She keeps everything so balled up, and half of her problem is that she needs to like let it out. She needs to let it out and get a little angry and get a little defensive and take her own initiative. This is what Janet wants, and she goes, yeah.
I am. And I don't know what else I can do at this point. We don't know anything else about David than what we've learned thus far. So I'm
So
trying.
what are you gonna do about it?
I don't know. I'm just trying to help and support him in all of the decisions.
By
And-
sitting here and drinking your ginger beer concoction?
We just tried something and it didn't go the way we wanted it to.
What do you want to do?
I want to walk up to the Tremere Chantry, grab one of them from their little hidey holes, and make them use blood magic to figure out what he is. That's what I want.
Yes, yes.
I want to pull them out from their little cloistered hole.
Yeah.
And take those books and slam it over their heads.
I love this. Okay, now
Rob
let's take
background,
that
yeah.
passion and that energy and put it into something that's like a somewhat of a plan. That's it. That right there. That fire is why your sire chose you.
Just one of the bar goers kind of swings over, just a gentleman in his 50s. He just slides a beer over to Elspeth. Says, "Fuck the Tremere," and he just takes a sip of like his drink and gives you buys you a
clings.
Fucking. He got you a blue moon. That's what he got you.
I mean, that's a good choice. A solid choice.
I now
if you
have
have
3
nothing
drinks
else,
in front of me at this
you
point.
do. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You have a half drank dark and stormy, an untouched whiskey on the rocks, and now a blue moon with an orange peel on the side.
Okay. I love this. Drink that beer right there. You're gonna feel better afterwards. Now, let's keep talking.
You just down the rest. Do you go to the beer first, or do you drink the rest of the dark and stormy first?
I drink the beer. The guy gave me the beer. I'm going to drink the beer.
Does Elspeth like beer?
No.
Immediately you take a sip. You don't spit it out. You're just like, I imagine there's like a face you make for a minute. This is like.
This is what I was asking about. The other night, remember I said, what do you actually want? You want to bring the Tremere to answer for David.
Yes.
Yes. So now the question is, how do we do that? Now, we know it's a dumb idea to walk up to the door and drag them out of their hidey hole, as you called it. But there isn't necessarily a more organized and masquerade-friendly way for us to achieve the same purpose.
You have an idea?
Of course I do, but I'm trying to get you to participate.
A more organized, less...
So, what do you want to do about it?
My proposed previous ideas was one, find a rogue Tremere, which we've tried, and clearly, if she even is a Tremere, she's not helpful.
Yeah, I don't think she's a Tremere.
2, continue that option and try to find another rogue Tremere. Again, an Anarch Tremere would be ideal. 3, what was my third? Go to the other chantry, the Hartford. But then
now you're thinking like a bad boss bitch. Yes, the two chantries are fighting. That is a weakness. It's why they're trying to capitalize on it, and I believe that what's his face, Siaka, is trying to seat himself. He wants the power. He wants to bring it all under one roof, which is an absolute power play. So cheers to that. But we have to stop that from happening, or we will never get our answers. So the question is, how do we make contact with the other chantry? How do we maybe
we go there.
lead them against? Okay, well, we can't leave the city for 60 days. So we let's make a solid plan.
But didn't we do our? Oh, no, wait, we're still in trouble. I forgot.
Yeah, you took care of the first part of it. You still
First
Yeah.
part, we have to. Some things take time. You're fucking immortal. Just slow down. A good plan is a good plan, but a rushed one could be a good plan, but usually isn't.
We send them a letter to come visit us.
Now you're thinking. We've got to find somebody that can go make that run for us. Like, I don't know, Betty, Leon. Make the contact we need and get their asses somebody to come talk to us. Let them in on what maybe this localized chantry's doing. And for my side of that plan, I had a thought. While we were walking around the dusty mansion, they were talking to us about not sharing the contract with anyone, letting anybody know they were doing this, which means for whatever reason they want to keep a real hush-hush that they were trying to, traffic David into the city. Who did they immediately blame for the missing box?
You're gonna have to refresh my memory.
The Ventru.
The Ventru, right, the Ventru.
They were convinced that the Ventru had something to do with this, which we didn't necessarily prove that they don't, but that means that they're concerned about the Ventru getting their hands on what was in that box. If we need protection for David, what better way to get it than the clan of the Prince of the City?
And one that you're tied to directly.
Kind of. Well, I will do my best. That's my job. I'll figure it out.
Okay. So you're going to figure out a way to get some Ventru protection.
That's my thought. Plus, there are some... Let's just say the mob's really, really good at running the red tape around legal issues. It's how and why they hire the same lawyers over and over, the ones that can twist the law to their benefit. I think that we can maybe do that in some way with the masquerade. The reality is, regardless of pretense, the prince believed and has approved David as a protected citizen, kindred citizen of this city. Which means the Tremere, unless they play their own cards, technically can't just abscond with him. He's not property inanimate. He is a living being. Now, there's a lot of red tape we'd have to cut around, and it's a really weak position. But from a legal standpoint, guess what Ventru have a ton of? Lawyers.
We get a slimy lawyer to help us.
We need a kindred slimy lawyer to help us maneuver the red tape and say, if this, then this. So that we have a leg to stand on. So I think over the next 60 days, other than maybe helping David with his current situation, we should really be focused on making the right contacts to set us up so that one, we still aren't the fall guys, and two, there's enough protection that if they do come knocking for David at the door, we have a way to say, hey, you can't do that. Show me your fucking warrant. You know what I'm saying?
I like this a lot. This is a good plan.
No, it's a really weak plan currently, but I plan over the next little bit so that we can get it more solid, which means we need to slow down and make some really smart choices. I need to get money flowing in for us to pay people off, get what people want.
It's a process, but
it's a process.
We're doing, that's good. We're doing what I wanted, and that's to make friends, contacts. So,
yes. So get on it. We got to find somebody at the other chantry that'll come in and have a chat and get them on board without telling them too much, because Lord knows Betty will lose her business if we tell them too much.
Okay, I will. I'll work on that while you work on the Ventry stuff.
And I hold up my drink. Cheers.
Cheers.
And as you both take a swig, the door to the bar opens, and you could hear the motorcycle kind of coming to a stop outside the building as Roman steps in with his typical attire on.
I take
Obviously,
the
you're off in a
beer.
booth. He doesn't necessarily see you right away as he walks right up to the bar.
I take the
Mina
beer.
gives him a wave. Yep, you take the beer.
I slide the whiskey over to Elspeth and I go, it's your turn.
That's my cue.
Show me how it's done.
You stand up, and what does Elspeth do? Go ahead and give me like, how does she? Is she like confident? What does she do? Yeah, go ahead. You don't get time to think about this. We're not cutting away to David yet. Sorry.
Damn it.
Elspeth doesn't get the benefit of time pausing.
Yeah, I thought I would get a little time. Okay.
Nope. Awkward as this is going to be.
Yep. She grabs the 2 drinks. She's not confident, but she's going to try her best. So yeah, she grabs drink 1, drink 2, turns in the chair, and walks on over.
So she just
like
Janet, you
little
watch,
girl.
and we kind of sit with Janet for a minute as she walks further and further away. Janet reaches in, maybe takes another swig, and as we do, we kind of cut to the side war with Roman. And just out of focus, right next to him, slides Elspeth. She just kind of slides in the frame, the camera, just to have her both. And you just like, he's faced a little bit away from you, shoulder to away from you as he's talking to Mina. Do you like slide the drink over? Do you tap him on the shoulder?
I slide a drink over. I already got something for him. And
Mina looks over to you do that, and she actually just has a playful little grin when you say that. And she's like, looks like you're taken care of, bud. And she points over to the drink, and that's where Roman turns over, sees you, sees the drink, and says, thanks. Did you see me come in? And he reaches for the drink and takes a sip.
I heard the bike.
He just kind of just raises a glass to you then and just says, well, thanks.
Yeah. How's your night been?
He just, as he like takes another swig and it rolls across his tongue and he swallows it. He says, a little busy here and there, nothing too bad though. What about you?
She's just like very cheerful and smiley. Almost a little like too smiley.
Yeah.
It's been interesting so far. We visited your little friend that you recommended, the Witch of the Yards.
Oh, no, I've never met her before. So I wouldn't call her a friend.
Yeah. It didn't quite go the way we had expected. She didn't really give us the answers we were looking for.
He just says, sorry to hear that. And he takes another swig of the whiskey.
Remind me again, how did you get this info on her and what her whole thing is?
Janet was looking for an off-the-grid Tremere. I was able to find some info on somebody who could do some blood magic that wasn't with the Chantry, passed along the name. That's kind of the extent of it.
Would you happen to, whoever you found out about this contact, could you maybe put me in contact? We're just trying to figure out what her deal is, because she did do something to our friend David. But
is he okay?
He's different. That's all I can say.
Okay. What is it that you guys were looking to ask of her anyway? I wasn't really told what you were looking for, just a Tremere of some kind.
Oh, we're just trying to figure out. David has a bit of amnesia about his past. So we're trying to maybe get some more answers there. So yeah, we kind of gave her that whole story, and she did some weird thing with fire, and the fire wasn't actually fire. And now David's a little different.
He just kind of shrugs his shoulders, like, that sounds weird as fuck. Sorry to hear that.
It is weird, but it's something. But I was just wondering if you happen to if you had the contact to put you in contact with the contact, maybe you could send them our way so we could maybe ask a few more questions on who she is. And
he chuckles and he goes, "You're cute. How long you been doing this?"
She blushed of life, so she can blush.
Oh yeah. Does she instantly blush? Does she get completely caught off?
Probably.
and then he goes, he's just like, "You're cute. How long you been doing this?"
Not very long.
No,
I'm
shit.
What about you? Are you like, have you been around for a while?
Longer than a decade.
She visibly is like, a decade?
Longer
Oh,
than, maybe longer than 2, maybe longer than 3. Who knows? And he just he with that he like takes what's
oh.
left, like half of his whiskey, and he just downs all of it in one go, and he just kind of plops it onto the bar.
Well, you don't look a decade past. I don't I don't know how old you look, but
31. A good
okay.
31, a young 31.
Okay. That's,
What
I'm
he says.
forever 24, so, that's how it goes.
When you say that, he actually laughs and he's like, honestly, I thought you were way younger than that.
No, no, uh no. That's, your bartender called me a college girl, and
Well,
that's
yeah, you look like one.
that's okay, Let's get to play that part.
Well, yeah. Sorry, how long did you say you've been?
I've been here in this on life I was a ghoul for a couple of years, and then I was just embraced about a year and change ago.
Oh
So
wow, you're
I'm what do they call it? The fledgling, or
yeah,
childer, whatever. I'm pretty young.
a
I'm a
tasty little
lick.
lick, as some others would put
Ugh,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's so
He
derogatory.
he laughs. Well, you made it past your first year, and most who are brought into this life don't. So congrats on that.
Thanks.
Are you drinking your whiskey, by the way? You haven't. Have you sipped it at all?
uh,
He finished his.
uh, she probably would, at least a little bit, to keep the conversation. And
Sure. You can manage it. You can do it.
yeah.
You're sipping at the whiskey and stuff. And he says, I mean, listen, I'm not going to give out people that I know to somebody I've only met a couple of times. Not trying to be, and he holds up, he's like, not trying to be rude. And I have nothing against the Camarilla. We abide by Camarilla laws, but he gestures to himself, Anarch, Cam. Cam could grab you and look you in the eye and force you to tell them whatever information you know, and there's not much you could do about it. I don't necessarily want to risk it. You're also young. You don't really know like necessarily what you're fully doing yet. And you're also you're also of a bloodline that is extremely rare. So I don't
These all
even
you're saying these all like they're bad things.
he smiles and he's like, and under the right circumstances, they're often not. But when it
Look,
comes to introducing you to people that could be importantly into my life or other lives, it's a risk I'm not necessarily willing to take right out the gate.
that's fair. I get it.
I'd rather just tell you up front than play the game of maybe one day I will, maybe one day I won't. Listen, if the time comes and maybe I will, there truly is a day maybe I will, but I'm not going to sit here and say that's a definite thing that's going to happen. For all I know, you could be a plant from the cam to make sure we're all abiding by the law, and your pretty little face is nothing but a get past the guards card. And I don't want to deal with that shit. But don't get me wrong, it is a pretty little face.
Well, so far the people who have been the nicest to me in the city have all been anarchs. So,
Well, when you're ready to switch jerseys and join the more fun team, he looks over to Mina, who's like walking back, and she goes, I don't think she has what it, no offense, sweetheart, but I just don't think she has what it takes.
well, I'll have you all know that technically the Hecata is not really technically part of the Camarilla. They have a deal that they made that's expiring in a few years. So who knows what'll happen after that? I've studied and I know books, and that's what I have.
Mina looks over to Roman, and she says, "You hear that, Ro?" And she like bats him on the shoulder. You never know what could happen. You never know. And she walks away as she like leaves him like with a smile on his face. God, was I this optimistic when I was younger? And he looks over to you.
All I know is we have all the time in the world. That's what they all say. So look, I get it. You don't really want to share too much info, and you don't want to make this too much of a thing. But you've been super helpful to me and my coterie.
Listen, we have a common goal right now, and I'm not gonna turn a nose just because you fly a Camarilla flag. I've met plenty of cool ass cams.
Hopefully I'm one of them.
And you say a smile, and he just gives you like he raises his drink that Mina brought over for him, and she's like, top of the list. And he takes a drink. And you've never ridden on a motorcycle. Let me just take a guess.
No, far too dangerous.
Far too dangerous. You can't die anymore. It's not that dangerous.
Well, now I'd be interested.
Does he looks over and sees Janet over there. You want to let your chaperone know where you're going first?
Yes, that's probably best. We already had one of our members just run off without telling us, so I should probably give her the courtesy of letting her know.
Mina, did you hear Mina go, oh, he was yours?
Sorry about the shirtless thing. He does that sometimes. He doesn't like
you're lucky
clothes.
this is a fangs out bar.
Yeah.
Elspeth probably doesn't even know what that means.
Yeah, fangs out. She says weirdly. Yes, I'll go let Janet know.
Yeah, I'll just drive around a couple blocks so you kind of get a feel for it. Maybe it'll scare you even more. Who knows? So you walk off, you grab your drink, and as you barely sipped, I imagine it, and you, Janet, after about 5 minutes, she makes her way back.
I have bad news and good news. You know what? You can guess.
Let me guess. He was a little hesitant to give you too much information about himself because he's an anarch, and he asked you to go for a ride on his bike.
Is it the giant grin on her face? I gave
That was the bad news and the good news.
How about I take this really disgusting drink and I'll set it down, and you go get your vibrations on, and while you're out there, look for David in the sky.
I will keep an eye on the sky because I won't be looking at the ground. That's for sure. It's kind of scary. Okay. I'll see ya.
Boy.
Big ass smile. I'll see you. And she turns, and Roman's already waiting at the door. He's got, he's already had he never took his jacket off. And as he walks out, you see his bike.
Wear helmets.
Yeah. He doesn't even offer you a helmet. There is no helmet. And as he steps on the bike and helps you, offers his hand for you to just like leg up and over. He's like, all right, just hold around my chest. And as you reach around, and our camera cuts to the bottom of the foot where he kicks out the kickstand, and we hear, soon as the engine revs, can I get a strength brawl roll from you, bub?
Oh, I was like,
oh no. Sure. You got it. You said strength brawl?
Yep.
This is fine. 3 successes.
You spend a willpower and reroll 3 of those for me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
That's a crit.
I have 7 successes.
As soon as the engine to the cycle revs, we cut, and we're in the middle of a woods. There's some nature around, and we see, from a first person's perspective, an unfamiliar face getting met with the full power of David's fist. It collides with his chin. Teeth fly forward and clatter to the dirt as a mix of blood and spittle drool out of his face. He hits the ground, catching himself with just his 2 arms, both of his knees, barely able to hold his strength up. And we get a little bit of a view of this guy, maybe in his like mid-30s, I'd say like ear length, like black hair, scruffy looking face. And now one of his eyes completely bloodshot with the bone around it, having clearly cracked from the level of the fist. And as he spits and he looks back up at David, you just see him looking at you with confusion and anger as he says, "Who the fuck are you?" And there's a moment of rage that is filled with then satisfaction and joy as you feel the bones in your fist crack as the fingers wiggle, and you form another one, and he goes, "What's the matter? Don't recognize me?" And he pulls his fist back, and with one more hit, strength brawl, please.
Yeah.
It is David's voice that says it, of course.
6 successes.
With a crit. As you level this into him, his entire jaw is unhinged. The flesh tears and blood spills to the ground. There's a few twitches of his fingers as the other hand, your left hand, reaches over to his throat and rolls him over. And you stand over him for a minute. Your foot levels itself right on his neck, where his jaw is hanging off, tongue sputtering as blood and spit kind of gurgle forward. And with one hard stomp, before he can even say anything, and David says nothing else, you can feel your head tilt a little bit, taking this in as you stomp down on the neck and twist until the skin separates from bone. And you watch as he ashes in front of you, skin dusting in the wind, and his clothes just sitting there. You reach down and you pull out this coin. On one side, it is quite literally a blood-stained fist, and on the other, a single address. You kind of curiously palm it over between your fingers before pocketing it, and you watch and feel as your wings kind of disappear. And as you stand over an ash heap with a bloody fist, no longer are you filled with rage. No longer are you immediately pissed that you were out of control and had no wings. You still might be mad, but you're back in control.
I'm in control. Am I still post Witch of the Yards?
Wait, no, you're in the woods somewhere.
I know. Am I still like mentally post Witch of the Yards, or?
I mean, yes, you're still mentally post Witch of the Yards, but I mean, this is confusing. You would be confused. Like, you know, it's still that aspect of it.
Am I aware of what just happened?
Yeah, you are aware, but you don't know who he was. You like have the memory of beating him. You don't remember where he came from. You kind of started coming to when the fist hit face. And suddenly you started coming conscious and becoming more aware. And as he died, the rage fury ended. Or the fury frenzy ended.
Can you tell me what, or is this a David decision? What emotion am I left with before I take the seat back over?
I mean, the remnants of the rage is probably still there, but it's like dissipating. Again, the fury frenzy has come to an end. Absolute confusion, I imagine. What feelings you would feel coming to having seen somebody get beaten to death out of your control. It's like when you see, I don't know, I feel like everybody experiences this kind of once in their life, but when like rage takes over and like you are there, you're consciously there, but when the rage wins, whether it be you scream or you throw something, like all you want to, you shake and you see red. That is what it felt like when you started coming to. It was like you were there, but you were being controlled by the quote unquote rage. It just so happens that this quote unquote rage may also potentially be an entirely different personality. It certainly wasn't the same feeling that you felt when you were hunger frenzying and walking around with confidence. It wasn't the same posture. David would be aware that that definitely wasn't the same person as the person who took over when and then fed.
Oh man.
And maybe he says that. Maybe like as you look around, there's that shaking in your voice, and you're like, "Oh man," because again, while the anxieties of before are gone, like there's still uncertainty, and doing these things can bring up new anxieties. You were confident to give into your beast, which led to a new, uncertain, and worrisome outcome. You could still be uncertain about things that you haven't encountered before. I don't want to give you like you're confident about everything. It's just all the things that you were just like paranoid or nervous about don't really bother you as much anymore. But now it's led to this.
Which is a new concern, a new trauma, a new bother. David is going to try to find, I try to find a wallet, any kind of identification, any I don't know, necklace. You said that there was a coin, but I have the coin.
There's no wallet, unfortunately, but as you reach around, you would actually be able to find there was a necklace around him, and you would recognize kind of homemade like gangrel symbol.
Gangrel. So it's like the wolf's head?
Mm-hmm.
Gangrel. And is there anything like remarkable about the clothing? Anything that stands out?
No, it's nothing that stands out other than it's like, you know, it's more built to be outdoors. There's like, you know, thicker jacket and stuff. It's not like he's wearing like clothes to go out in the town. Hiking boots or just like boots.
I do I know where I am?
If you walk around a little bit, you would find a road and you would recognize you're you're a little south of Anarch territory, just outside of Boston. Probably out towards like just past Roxbury, just outside of the territory.
I will start walking to the quarry.
Okay.
I don't even know if walking is an option. I think it's running. I think it's running.
Yeah, and you can run tirelessly, so it's not like you get tired from it. It would be, it's going to be a couple of hours of running, but you can get there. It's because you're already south anyway, so you're going to start making your way there. As he does so, we see you kind of break through the woods and begin, following the road and getting your way back. Unless there's anything like David does particular than heading to the quarry, we would cut to the end of the motorcycle ride.
I think the thing that's like pacing over his mind is who was that? Why was that? And this is just further emphasis that David wasn't created to make art.
Sure.
It was too easy. It was too easy for him to punch twice and then tear away. That was...
You rolled fucking incredible.
I did, admittedly.
But like, the character doesn't know that, obviously, and you also roll a huge pool either way,
yeah,
so you are strong.
It's just emphasis to the fact that David wasn't designed to create art. David was designed to hurt things or people.
Sure. And maybe that sits with him in a very heavy, heavy way right now as he makes his way to the quarry.
Then
unheavy.
Just to the quarry. It's just blank from there on out.
The opposite of heavy is the light feeling that Elspeth probably has as she rounds back from driving around like 4 or 5 blocks and whatnot. And I imagine, at a couple stoplights, he checks on you. And is Elspeth like enjoying, like, does she enjoy a motorcycle? I personally have never been on a motorcycle in my life.
Oh, man.
Nor have I. I'm too scared.
Like,
it's very freeing.
Yeah, I imagine.
I have lots of friends who do, and they love it. So I'm sure it's very exhilarating. And I'm sure Elspeth feels
loves it.
Pretty exhilarated from it.
So, we're at the bar as the motorcycle rolls up. Obviously, Janet on the inside, you can hear it.
Nope, obviously not. Janet went home.
You're with Roman.
I guess he's going to have to give her a ride home.
Oh, you are.
Oh,
you dastardly woman. As the motorcycle turns off and he steps off of it and he looks back to you as you step off, he goes, so as horrifying as he thought it would be.
The first like minute or so, but
everything new and exciting is scary at the start.
Yeah, but I could see why you like it. It's fun, especially with not having to worry about any serious danger.
He smiles, and you're saying that as he's pushing open the front doors, and you walk in, and as he looks over to the right, he's like, "I hold that thought. Where'd Janet go?"
Well, she was here. The car is gone. She's gone. She left me, didn't she?
Do you say that? And he kind of like looks at you just like kind of for a minute of like, what? What?
Do you have any like important plans here tonight? Would you?
No, you need a ride back. Yeah, no, I can give you a ride back. Listen, have another drink. Let me just talk to Mina for a few minutes here, and then we can hop on and I'll take you back home.
I'll hang out here.
What do you want to drink? And this time it ain't going to be a whiskey because you didn't drink that thing for like a life of you.
Maybe.
Come on, college girl. What do you want? A sex on the beach? Like, what do you drink?
I do love a sex on the beach.
He looks to Mina, just a sex on the beach, and she laughs.
It's a good drink.
And she makes it a little strong for you, obviously, a little extra strong. And they go off and they talk for a bit. They're not like out of sight, but they're out of earshot. And we just sit there with Elspeth for like 10 minutes as she drinks her drink and just hangs out for a bit. No one really bothers you. And eventually he's done, and he walks over to you and says, all right, let's go. Walks you out to the front of the bar. He hops on the front. You hop on back. You wrap his arms around. And he's like, all right, hold tight. Motorcycle revs up, and with a kick of the tire on pavement, a little bit of this like a peeling out, he hits the road and starts speeding his way down to the quarry. In fact, he's going to make a dexterity drive roll to see how good he does this.
Oh boy!
Or don't get it. Yeah. He's a brew high. Trust him.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's fine. 4 successes. He's speeding. He's bobbing and weaving off into like it's double yellow lines, and he's still going to the other lane. He's going around cars and stuff. And while it's probably partly terrifying, he does it with such a smooth confidence that there's no concern that you're about to get hit by anything. And you get back to the quarry very, very quickly. So much so that by the time you get back there, you're back before David gets there, but not before Janet gets there, because obviously Janet's there. Janet, you hear the motorcycle before you see the light of the motorcycle, as eventually it kicks off. And he stays on he steps up off the motorcycle, offers his hand to step off the motorcycle. And he just doesn't even walk in. He's just saying, tell Janet I said I have a good night. And it was
I'll wave from afar, you know.
Yeah.
Like a note him.
He's like, maybe next time we go for a motorcycle ride, we also maybe grab like a drink or something so we can talk more after. It's hard to talk on a motorcycle. I imagine, as somebody who's never been on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Maybe we can even do a really scenic route. Like I've always wanted to drive, like, like on the side, like by the ocean, or like on the side of a mountain, like down something like that. I'm becoming a real daredevil now. So let's
What he laughs, he's like, yeah, one motorcycle ride and you're a daredevil. Absolutely. God, you are funny. And he laughs he's like laughing at you, but with you at the same time. He waves to Janet. You see him wave to Janet like a fucking mom, even though like he's been around almost as long as Janet has, really, in terms of kindred life.
It's more the presence, right?
Yeah. And he hops on his motorcycle and also peels out, kicking a lot of the gravel out, not at you though, of course. And he leaves. He drives off. And Elspeth walks in through the chain link fence with Janet just standing there. I imagine, like, expectantly standing there.
Yeah, a drink in
No,
hand.
I think I'm kind of sitting, politely, just hanging out. Maybe I'm fake reading a book, or I'm going through some of these files or something. Like I clearly was busy when you walk up. So,
thanks for leaving me at the bar. Wink.
Is that really what you want to say? Not thanks, Janet, for making sure I got to put those two wheels between my legs again. Come on, you had a good time. Look at you, you're glowing. And that's not just because you roused the blood.
That was very fun. Yes. Thank you.
Good. You needed a little fun. You're so wound up tight.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to work out.
Oh?
He kind of soft rejected me.
Oh?
Yeah, he just, he said he's like several decades old, and he's like, the whole Camarilla Anarch thing. He thinks that I could potentially be a plant.
Mm-hmm.
There were numerous other reasons, but
oh my God,
he did say I was cute.
Well, considering the fact you're a kindred, your age doesn't really matter anymore. It's all for show.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but
honey, that's exactly what he thought too. He took you for a ride on his motorcycle and brought you home. Did he say he wanted to see you again?
Well, he kind of did, actually. Now that I think about it, he mentioned getting drinks and talking. And
so he clearly hated you.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right. I don't know.
He's always right, honey. You're cute. You know.
Maybe I should become an anarch.
No, that is not what I was saying.
Meet a boy once, change your whole life for him.
That's not what I was saying.
She's like, no. You're right, Janet. I should be an anarch. I could be queen of the anarchs now that you mention it.
Yeah. No, just pump your brakes. Having a good anarch contacted to is not a bad thing. We all have a little rebellious side. Please, date an anarch. Just don't be an acclaimed anarch.
We'll see how things go. So far, being punished, being stuck to only this area of the city. Now I have to wait 60 days before I can even ask Roman to drive me on the side of a mountain, because there's no mountains in Boston.
Oh, God, your life is so hard. Do you know, had that been the anarchs, they wouldn't have even given you a punishment. They would just took your head.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were all about, like, I don't know. I don't really know what their
peace, love, kumbaya. No, precisely. They're a bunch of rebels, honey. The whole thing is like not the Camarilla, but in the end, they still have their rules. They still have their way of things.
Well, it's just something I'm not seriously considering it, but
well, maybe you should. You could use a little fun.
We'll see. But out of all of that, unfortunately, he also didn't have any real good info on the Witch of the Arts, nor did he want to give his contact up.
I really appreciate the effort, but I wasn't interested in his information.
So that whole thing was just a play.
Yes, of course it was.
Really appreciate that, Janet. I should
You're
be mad,
welcome.
but I'm not.
You're welcome. I might not be a lot of things, but I am a good wingman.
And as you say that, the wingless man steps through the chain link fence after a 2-hour walk home.
David.
Shirtless.
Hi, honey.
No blood on his fist. It all turned to dust, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, well, let me get you some. Okay, would you like me to get you some clothes?
I think David holds out his hands, particularly like his right hand, his leading hand to Janet, like he's going to drop something in a hand.
Okay, I'll catch whatever he's going to drop.
And he drops a coin and a necklace and probably ash.
As he drops the necklace, you immediately recognize the Gangrel clan symbol.
Okay, did you make new friends tonight?
He died.
Okay. Well, I realize this is a dead
I was
kindred
gonna say,
in
what is
my
Elspeth's
hands.
face when she says that? And you would now, you realize that's ash and not dirt.
I take the two objects and I kind of like shake the dust off my hands. It's okay, honey. Why don't you sit down? Let me get you a shirt and you can tell us all about it. Elspeth rode a motorcycle tonight. Tell him about it, Elspeth. Why I go get him some clothes.
Yeah.
If you look at the coin, by the way, Janet, you can go ahead and make me a wit streetwise.
Great.
To recognize it.
I went out with Roman on his bike while you were flying around the city. It was really nice. Janet was a great wingman. And yeah. Well, so what happened with you? Are you okay?
I walked into the tavern, and then I was standing in front of a man dying.
What? In the bathroom?
No, in the woods.
Okay. So you went from the bathroom to the woods. That's all you remember.
It was 2 hours from here, in the woods, and I tore his head off of his body.
Oh boy. Okay. And it was obviously very much a kindred. I can tell by the speckles of dust that you've left.
It was someone that someone inside of me knew.
So one of your
It was not him from when I fed. This was someone new.
Someone new. It's not somebody that you remember from any of your other experiences?
I think David probably sits there for a second.
What, you don't remember me? You don't remember me.
And it's not like catatonia, right? Like he's not just kind of stuck, but he's trying to pacify this part of his mind that's reliving those last few seconds as he was sort of past the driver's wheel back.
And while no matter how hard you try and you repeat the line that he said, it never comes out quite like they said it. The cadence you can't quite get. It doesn't sound like you. It's your voice, but everything about the intentionality and the tone just isn't you. So he sits there and like stares off and says that, like, what, you don't remember me? And so Elspeth, I mean, that's kind of random for you, but either way. Jenny, you make your way back, I imagine.
Yeah, I make my way. And I'm kind of putting, as this is going on, I've still got the 2 items. I only rolled a 2. I tried.
Yeah,
but
2 unfortunately is not enough to recognize what this is. Obviously, it's something. It represents something. Could be anything from
the coin.
It could be anything from a club to a coterie's domain to a
so it's got an address
underground meeting
and a fist.
Yeah, on one side it's got a fist that is dripping in something liquid, likely blood. It's not red because it's all a silver coin. And on the other side, it just has a street address.
All right. I pocket that. That is a Janet problem for later. The gangrel symbol, that's real scary. Okay. So you killed somebody tonight, right? Not just anybody, but a kindred.
I was very angry.
Yeah, that's called your beast, honey. Was different than the last time, wasn't it?
This person was violent.
Angry.
They were very mad.
They clearly had some issues with somebody, or they
So,
just found somebody.
This
You,
is maybe a good thing. If we can figure out who that and I hold up the symbol gangrel was that you killed, we might be able to backtrack it and find out about one of the people inside you. He had a grudge with this man. That means there's history there.
There is something with that coin. That was very important.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into the coin.
can I see it?
Yeah. I'll pull it out and give it to Elspeth.
Mathis, do I know? I actually forget this. But Elspeth would probably know. When Kindred die,
Do they create a fetter?
yes, can they?
They can't. It has to be something really personal. And so the question is this something personal, like very personal, or not? Let me look up something.
And then he also had he had a necklace and the coin.
Mm-hmm.
The man
necklace
had
would be better.
He had no wallet and no identification. He did not have a library card.
It was a little off the grid.
Kindred can form fetters. It's just not
what
a
about
guarantee.
his necklace?
Yeah, can I take a look at that too?
Yeah, hand that over.
And what is it you would want to do if it is a fetter? Like, what are you looking to do?
Yeah, that's the question.
What abilities do you even have right now?
I have gotten to my new abilities, but I might be able to figure something out, but I'm still new to this.
You know what? Tonight has been a first for many of us. I have faith in you.
I've not fully experimented with this yet. Well, I have, but not to this capacity. I could try to at least see if his spirit is around and maybe try to talk to it.
See? That's what I'm talking about. What do you need?
I need something very personal to him. So we're going to find out right now if this is personal. So I'm going to first do the binding fetter, which is free. And
what does that do?
I can identify objects or locations important to ghosts. What's Oblivion, I can basically determine.
Roll?
Yes, let's roll.
It's free?
It is free, yes.
Cool. One success, but you could re-roll 3 of them.
I am going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have a specific difficulty you need to beat?
Let's see. Ooh.
Hey.
Well, you crit, so you are. Oh wait, you re-rolled everything.
Oh fuck. I only clicked 3 dice.
Huh.
Did I re-roll everything?
Right, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice that were rolled.
You can just add the regular 1, 2, 3 regular.
Yeah. Let me just look at what the difficulty is here.
Yeah, no worries.
Can I defend our fetters? On activation, the user's senses become supernaturally attuned to energies of fetters. They may identify these auras, sight, smell, other senses. While this power is in use, the vampire is distracted from other activity. It doesn't say
you
if
can tell if one's a fetter?
Yeah. And I have a penalty to other rolls because I'm so distracted by this. But other than that, it doesn't say any other info.
Okay, so no difficulty. You just need to roll to succeed. You just need a success. Right?
I believe so. It is a level 1 free. Yeah. So
it's going to tell you if it's attached to somebody.
I assume it's not a difficult
No, it's basically
it's
a yes
not.
or no.
Yeah.
I just want to see like what the flavor is. Like, is it just like you can just tell? Does it like but either way, as you hold it, here we go. I actually have her here.
Demi-plane.
Okay, I see. So yeah, as you use it, like you said, you kind of take a -2 penalty and everything around you for the scene. And as the other kindred of your coterie would look at you, they would see a reflective sheen that just kind of comes over your eyes as you blink. and the rest of the world kind of almost like cinematically goes out of focus for you. As you look down at this object, Ava, quite literally everything is just a blur.
Ava?
Oh shit! Did I say Ava?
Yeah,
Jesus
it just
Christ.
came. It's because you started talking about Oblivion. It's like
yeah, I did. I just started talking
embedded in
about
our
fucking
brains.
visions and stuff. Elspeth. As you look down at it, everything around you kind of goes out of focus, and it's almost like you zoom in on this gangrel symbol. And as you hold it, it's not an aura that you see, but a smell. The smell of sanguine vitae. The smell of blood just seems to eep out of this thing. And to you, that tells you there's something attached to it. If there wasn't anything attached to it, it would give you no sign. It would give you no smell. It would give you nothing. What is attached to it? Why it's giving the blood scent and who, exactly the emotion that caused them to, whatever the case is that caused them to be attached to this thing, is not being able to be told just by looking at it. But as you hold it and you look at it with your reflective eyes, reflecting back at you, is the evidence of something attached to this thing. It is what you, Hakata, would call a fetter.
Well, it does seem like he has some sort of intense attachment to this pendant.
Well, does that mean you can talk to the dead? Can you
I
talk to
can
him?
I can at least summon his presence, and I can potentially put his spirit in my body, and you guys can try to talk to him. I have not done this before, so this could go horribly wrong.
Do you have that power yet?
I do have host spirit. I put on my.
I love this idea. This is a solid plan. Way to make use of yourself. Really.
Yes, I don't know how this is going to go. I've only seen my sire do this before.
Do we need to like tie you to a chair?
No, it's not harmful. It won't become super sentient. It will just kind of take form very quickly. You can ask it some questions, and then it'll leave.
Okay, well that sounds very safe to me.
So there's some okay, you can do it, but there's the prerequisites are very specific. You need a parasitic bug.
Glad I got those.
And you need to extract 2 teeth from your mouth or someone's mouth. On top of that, the spirit has to be close. Whether it's close or not is unknowable unless you use summon spirit. Do you have summon spirit?
I do.
If you want to ensure, you would have to use summon spirit first, which requires the binding fetter, which is what you do. This is why it's like a multi-step process. Like this is going to take time, but you would have to go through these things to ensure.
Maybe we should put a brake pedal on.
As you're like going through the steps of the process, because you're like, never done this before. Well, I know I need this, and I think the spirit needs to be closer, and I don't know how close it is. It's attached to this thing for sure, but it doesn't mean a wraith. By rules, a wraith isn't bound to like an anchor point of this thing, but it is called to it.
I might be getting a little ahead of myself.
Okay. Well, what did we say tonight? We've got time.
We have time. We have time. We will figure this out, but it's good that you brought this back, David.
Yes.
This is important.
If David recognizes his face or can reconstruct his face, that also helps because part of it is having a visual depiction of who it is you're trying to summon to get the summon here. You have access to all of this. It's just you got to do the steps, and necromancy is not D&D necromancy. It's like hours of ceremonies and shit to do. Something that Elspeth has only ever participated as an assistant in and never actually attempted on her own.
It's like doing surgery, and I am like I've
you
only
need
been an
visual?
attendant. I need a visual. It would help if I had a visual of what the individual looked like.
David, do you remember?
Can I try to construct?
I say you could remember, and if you wanted to sketch or sculpt, I don't know how you would want to go about it. It's not for like I don't know if Elspeth's looking to do this like right this minute, but you would be able to.
I'm just gathering what we need to get. We can take our time. It doesn't have to happen right now. But David, if you could give us a visual, that would help. I'll get whatever, I guess, supplies. I can go out and grab supplies. And tomorrow night, you can start the process.
Yeah.
My bigger concern, David, did anybody see you do this?
I was in the middle of the woods.
Okay, well, that's a plus. Do you
And
know which
I-
woods?
It was north of where we were in Anarch territory.
Okay.
North of where?
Anarch.
What if it
So-
was an Anarch? We're in trouble.
No.
Well, we're in
it's
trouble
not.
either way.
Well, technically, there's a lot because Anarch territories at the south. My guess is you were actually Mathis. Would I know if there are trees and woods in Back Bay, like where the gangrel actually have territory?
Yeah, there's definitely trees and woods out there.
Okay, so you probably crossed into, gangrel territory, and you specifically hunted out this one gangrel, and you killed him. There is a probability that the gangrel might have feelings if they find out what happened.
Oh boy.
So
They're going to find out eventually.
Relax.
2 seconds.
There are some options. I'm gonna think on it. I do not know much about the gangrel, but that does not mean that we can't figure out a way to either cover the tracks or
How
or
long do you
tell
think
them
we
not to-
have before they notice one
Well,
of theirs
if-
is missing and people start asking questions?
If David wasn't seen, the reality is that it will take time for them to notice somebody's missing. Did you collect his clothes and stuff, or did you leave his clothes?
I left his clothes.
Okay, so we've got about 3 days, give or take. There's a possibility that because he's out in the woods, it could just be like, oops, he didn't make it home in time for the sunrise. But I have a feeling it'll be not that. What we need to do is figure out who this gangrel was. Is he Cam? Is he Anarch? Is he something else? My eye kind of cuts to the card that's been kind of set out just in case.
Well, you should probably prepare your questions ahead of time if we are successful.
I'm gonna simmer on that. David, though, I think you should be the one to ask the questions, honey. Don't you want to know who this person is?
What if I change again?
Well, I guess that is a possibility.
We could lock David up and when he changes, he won't be able to fly away this time and we can ask them questions.
We definitely have to talk about the fact clearly your wings aren't gone. They're just hidden. Which honestly is not the worst thing ever. You still can fly, right?
I can't, or I would have flown here.
Okay. What I want to talk about is the graffiti you left in the bathroom at the bar. Do you remember what you wrote in the wall?
I asked for help.
Yeah. You didn't happen to ask for help the last time you needed a feed, did you?
I didn't ask last time. I just gave in to my hunger.
Okay. Did you happen to give in to anything tonight? In that bathroom?
I think that I did, yes.
Okay. I'd like to discuss that moment, the tipping point right before you give in. One of the reasons us kindred tend to not want to give in is because we lose control of ourselves. Our beast is often has a one-track mind. If it's hungry, it's gonna feed. If it's angry and vengeful, it's gonna seek that vengeance. And well, allowing that to happen while breaking the masquerade is definitely a risk you don't really want to take right now, hun.
I didn't know that this was going to happen.
I know. That's why I want to talk about it, because, let's just be honest. So, what made you so upset that you got to the tipping point?
I couldn't use my wings, and I wanted to use my wings. She took
Okay.
them from me.
Did she? Last time I checked, you ran out of that bar with wings on your back.
I tried to pull them from my back, and they were not the same. They were not the same wings. They
No.
weren't mine.
So you miss your wings.
It is part of who I am.
Okay. Well, I think when you head back and you ever have to ask yourself the question again, who is David? I think maybe you should answer that David's somebody that likes his wings, likes to fly. That's a part of you.
But I
You know
told her
that
that
about
I
yourself.
liked flying, that I liked my wings. I don't know why
Maybe
she would take that from me.
Well, you know where she is. You could go back and ask for it all back.
I would rather be confused than feel this way. I did not want the rage to take me over like that.
I know. That's why I'm not angry. Are you angry, Elspeth?
No.
Not angry. Kindreds die. It seems like maybe this was a very long-standing vengeance. So, and it was a gangrel.
It was someone that I knew.
Yeah. And I want to know who. Because if we can find out who you knew, then maybe we can backtrack it to who's inside you. We can actually learn.
What if it was someone that was new? That's not the old and it is not the noble, but it was someone that was new, that was given or traded.
Maybe. Or maybe one of the personalities simply had a grudge that has lasted who knows how long. And this was their first chance to take your rage, your anger at the situation and use it for their benefit.
The coin was familiar to me too.
Why is that?
I remember feeling it roll between my fingers, like I had done this before too.
Interesting.
Maybe they've fought before or something, or had some sort of encounters.
That is interesting.
Janet's eyes went wide for a minute.
Yeah. I don't actually know what this coin is. It would probably behoove us to figure it out. Because if it was familiar to you, potentially whoever one of the kindred you were maybe created from was part of whatever this coin represents. That's information. That's new, good information.
Mathis, is there any way that I can drum from my memory the hand, this hand, like the bloodied hand?
On the coin?
Yeah.
Give me just a wit streetwise, perhaps.
Okay. I will try.
Yeah,
That's...
I might have done better if it was intelligence based.
That's not great for me. I'm going to rouse. I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Nice.
Bless. Wits. 3. Do I want to for 1? No, I'll stick with 3.
3? I will say, because it's still a good number of successes. It is familiar in that it is you're into a place. You don't really remember what it is, but having this will allow you to get into wherever that address leads. It's like a pass.
It's like okay.
Oh.
You're trying to remember what it is. I mean, the bloody fist, will probably make you think. I mean, I'll even be like, there's a semi-certainty that it's some sort of fight club.
Yeah, that's where my mind was going with it.
I think that is like a key. I think that it is like a key to a place where I have been before. Or a place that I know.
Okay, well, there's an address on the back. And if it is, in fact, a get in jail free card, okay, let's just sit on this. Let nobody take action on the coin. That address, nobody visits that address, yeah?
Nope.
Let's just hold on that till we got more information. We can always go later.
Yeah.
Where is the address leading to? Does it say like a city or?
It's out in Anarch territory.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Boston.
This is an Anarch.
Well, guess what?
We're in trouble.
Elspeth now has a really good connection with the Anarchs, don't you?
Yeah, and if he finds out that David accidentally killed...
Calm down. Nobody's going to find out. In fact, we're not even going to talk about it until you figure out how to talk to the leftovers of the gangrel that's attached to that fucking necklace. We need answers. Answers. Before we make a plan.
Yes. Also, David, would you be open to maybe attaching some sort of tracking device to you so that if this happens again, we could follow you? Because it seems to happen very randomly, and we're usually very unprepared.
It would also give us information where you're going, just in terms of you'd be stomping ground,
I would do that under one caveat.
No?
Elspeth, I want access to your disciplines.
You want to talk to the dead too?
They talk to me and I cannot talk back.
How do you know about this one, Sharon?
What I
Yeah, not when Janet was around. You just
I
told him about it.
I mentioned it when we were doing that whole thing where he wanted to taste my blood, and I was like, if you do that, then it can like maybe open up some things where you learn things from me, and then you get. I did.
Okay. Did you also tell him that it's entirely illegal
It's not illegal.
within your clan?
It's definitely frowned upon, and I don't think my
Do you want to know why
son.
it's frowned upon? Because drinking each other's blood causes like bonding and blood marriages and shit you don't plan for that causes people to lose their minds and kindreds to go crazy. We don't do that.
Yeah, that's a good point, David. If I did do that, we might be a little closer than we want to, you know.
What if the two of you
Metagame
work
wise,
together?
remember, binding doesn't happen unless you will it to do so.
I guess that's yeah, but Janet's trying to make the bigger point
No,
here
no,
that there
oh,
are
100%.
risk involved.
I just want to make sure you're out of game now.
That being said, what if the two of you put your powers together? David, if you could tell her what the dead is telling you and she can communicate back, that you could work together.
Because
That's
I
true.
don't understand what they are trying to say to me.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe she could help you interpret it. Before we go the extreme route, I'd like to try the safe one, you know? Maybe
Forgive me
can you
for trying to find a workaround here, but Elspeth cannot even talk to men. How will she talk to someone that cannot talk to me?
Well, you know what, David? Tonight, Elspeth made huge strides in that regard. So you know,
Elspeth just
everybody's learning
crumbles.
things
No, she like
new
she,
every
her
day.
jaw drop, and she just turns around. She's like,
Yeah.
She's learning just like you're learning. And you know what? She talked to a guy tonight. She rode on his bike.
I am happy for you that you've ridden on his bike.
Yes, David. Janet's right. And to be honest, giving you my powers, as one would say, I'm not even fully there yet. You know, I've barely just started scratching the surface of talking to the dead. Uh, so it would take a while to get to that point, is what I'm saying. This took me like 3 years to even get to this point. So
I'm receiving calls that I cannot answer.
I
Okay.
know, David. There's a lot of people I want to talk to that are no longer with us.
Then tomorrow night I will go to Annika and ask her.
You can't leave the city, honey.
We keep
we don't
leaving the
even-
city regularly.
No, we have no. The only time was when we were given permission to go up there. We haven't left the city limits of Boston yet. Even our trip tonight was within the city limits. I think what I'm saying
yeah.
is even if you drink her blood and attempt to learn this ability, it doesn't mean it's going to fix that problem. We don't even know what that problem is. Trying to throw a solution or an answer at a question we don't even have defined yet. What
I
if the
was told
next
tonight
time-
that I needed to try to find myself, and I felt a darkness grab and throw me into that box before you opened that box before me. My umbilical
Oh.
stretched from darkness, and now I'm just wishing to understand.
Hey, guess what? That's new information because the last time you talked to us, you only said all you remembered was the box. Now you're saying that you felt somebody put you in it. Like,
I told Elspeth the night that you locked me in that room, the first night that you found me. I asked about Oblivion. I want answers to, as much as I want my wings back.
okay, well, you know what, honey? My grandma used to say, you can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. So tonight, what we're going to do,
great saying.
you can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. So tonight, we're going to take a bite. We learned some things that maybe the Witchy Yard didn't give you the answers you were looking for. Tomorrow night, if you want to go back and get back like the way you were. The wings are an easy fix, honey. The Oblivion thing, that's a little bit harder. But I trust that Elspeth is going to get her shit together and is going to be able to help you figure this Oblivion thing out. And if push comes to shove, if there is no other answers to the questions, then yes, you and Elspeth can share your vitae and you can try to tap in and do it yourself. But
My
next time
fear-
you get a phone call and it's ringing, tell us.
My fear is that when she performs this ritual, if something inside of me does not like what's in front of me, I may attack her regardless.
Well, then maybe we do it without you. I'll ask questions.
And then what
Trust
do you
me,
do
Gangrel?
if it attacks you?
Well,
It shouldn't.
it's in her body. Honey, I have fought much worse things than Elspeth.
She's not wrong. I'm not that strong.
Or we could do my suggestion, which is tie her ass to a chair.
The only thing that I am certain of in this very moment is that I was made for violence and brutality. I was assured that in the woods. I
Okay.
struck him twice and I ripped his head from his shoulders with an ease. His head dusted before it fell to the ground, and they will know when they find his ashes that it was not sunlight because his head did not fall next to his body.
Okay. Well, now that I have a very graphic picture of the crime scene, I understand that you're upset. And if you think you are a weapon, there's nothing that we're going to say to change your mind. But I don't think that you're a weapon. Everybody's beast is ugly, honey, and I pray you never have
agree.
to meet mine.
I agree
So I don't-
that my beast is not something that I am a fan of, and this is why I think it would be more beneficial for me to go through answering the phone calls that come to me, as opposed to asking the questions to something that only wishes to exact its hunger or its revenge.
Sure. So the next time you get a phone call, tell us. Come to Elspeth and say, hey, the phone line's ringing. Help me. And see what she can do. She already has that power. That is a safer option than just chugging somebody else's blood and hoping for the best.
That happened with the face of Annika. That happened with the gift to the prince. It happened again with the statue that I made of the woman.
So maybe we should figure out what the common denominator is. What triggers it?
Something has to do with that coin.
And I'm going to figure this coin out. Unfortunately, I am not smart enough in terms of what is probably some kind of underground black market to know what this is. But I'm going to find out for you. Elspeth's going to try to contact whoever's in this necklace. And if you want to be here, I think you should be. But from the wise words of Mr. Edgar Allan Poe himself, he said, show me the worst of you and let me love you anyways.
I love Poe.
Yay.
I
I think what I'm trying to
Elspeth.
say, honey, is even at your darkest, we love you. It's okay. And we're going to figure it out.
How long will that love extend? Because this is the first time that I brought the body of a man here. I bring trouble where I walk, and I know that before this is all over, I will bring the chantry down upon each of you, and I feel horrible about it.
Honey, I knew that the moment you stepped out of the box.
It's a risk we're willing to take.
I'm not willing to risk your lives.
Well, honey, that's not your choice to make.
Like my sire said, I'm your protector, David, so that you're stuck with me.
It all feels real big right now and heavy, but it's going to be all right. Elspeth and I talked tonight about some options, a plan. Would you like to hear, or would you prefer maybe we go get a milkshake before the sun comes up?
I think I just want to hide.
Well, honey, you got 8 walls right over there.
And
But,
David he just not fast walk. It just kind of walks, not defeated, but sort of resolved to whatever fate is coming. He just walks right into his pod.
Burnt out in a way, emotionally drained.
Yeah. I look at Elspeth and I go, remember what I was telling you about being his protector?
Yeah, I have
This
to help.
is that moment. So wise up, kid, because he needs you. I've got the coin. I take the coin.
Elspeth make her way over there?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some things
Sure.
that I know David likes. I'm a couple of the books that I had that he was interested in. And the and then I go in.
Yep, and probably a light knock at the door, and you like peek in. David is just standing there, sitting there. What is he doing?
I think he's probably just got his back to the wall, just sort of like sitting in sort of like I guess a decompression state.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay if I come in?
Of course, it's fine.
Your voices echo ever so slightly against the metallic walls of the pod. Elspeth steps in.
I brought a couple of books from the library. You remember the library?
Yes.
Maybe we should go back there soon. I want to get a couple of other things, and maybe you can take out a couple of books and we can do some reading together.
I think I would like that, Elspeth. That would be very nice.
Yeah, you don't have to go right now, but let's make a plan for that and just do some things that we enjoy doing, that you enjoy doing.
I don't really know what I enjoy doing. I know that I enjoy milkshakes, and I know that I enjoy your company.
And you enjoy making really cool statues.
Do I?
Yeah, you made one the other day of, wait a second.
Elspeth's like the two neurons connected on that.
Yeah. The last one you made was, whoa. Whoa. The last one you made was of the Witch of the Yards. At the time, obviously, we don't know who the heck she was. Oh. How did you? Okay, that's a whole other thing, a whole other path we're gonna have to go down at some point. But that's something you like doing. You like art and architecture.
Do I like art and architecture, or is something inside of me telling me that I must communicate this way?
I think you like it personally. That's my hunch. I don't know. It's a good question, but sometimes I just go with your gut, and my gut tells me you do like it.
Every time I go with my gut, someone gets hurt.
I don't know if that's really you. You're trying to figure it out, and I'm here to help with that. Just like you're helping me figure out things that I'm trying to learn. Um, uh, there's a lot of learning to go around. And I know there's a lot of growing pains with that. But it's okay. We'll get through it.
I feel incredibly out of place and out of time. And it is very hard for me to place the feelings upon the fact that before now, I lived many lives before this. In some other body, in some other mind, but things come and go. It's like snowflakes falling into my vision, and I remember them only when they turn to the right angle. But as quickly as they turn, they fall, and I don't. I'm not as naive or as ignorant as those around me perceive me to be. And I know that I am going to fail to speak for the voices that speak in me. They don't wish to communicate. They wish to take over. I miss flying already.
I I can't fully put myself in your shoes because I don't understand this whole you, but I can kind of understand that you just don't feel like yourself. This is a full identity crisis of the highest degree. And I want you to be you.
I want to be me too. It was easier when I was just David, and I was filled with hope.
I know.
And now, since the junkyard, all I can feel is dread for my action and inaction. And I know that you're going to get hurt. And I know that Janet will get hurt, and as strong as both of you are, it may cost you your lives.
And I know that that does not sound good to you, but let it be known that I don't think Janet or I would trade that. We really wouldn't. That's what forming bonds and caring for people is all about. Because I know you would do the same for me. If I have a spirit that goes wrong that one day, that very likely something bad could happen. I know you would do the same, David.
I wouldn't even think twice.
Exactly. That's just how it is.
How are you so certain that you can protect me?
Because it's in my blood.
How can you say with certainty that something is in your blood?
I know my lineage. I know that when I made that agreement, the pact with Annika, that I was to be brought into the Lamia bloodline. And she told me who we were.
It must be nice having that reassurance.
And one day we will have that for you too. I believe it.
I killed someone tonight. Did they deserve it?
Who knows? Maybe they did. We don't know. Sometimes kindred kill people on accident and they didn't deserve it. I've done that before. It's not fun. So I know where you're coming from. The first person I ever fed on, it went wrong real bad. The whole painful bite thing. This person was already pretty weak and I didn't know. And I should clarify, it was my first feeding outside of, Annika's supervision. And it went really, 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 really bad. And they died. And I have that blood on my hands forever.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It really sucks when that happens. So,
Elspeth, if you could, remove me from the equation. Pull your empathy and sympathy away. How far would you go to claim part of yourself back. Something that you knew was missing, and that would provide you clarity. That would afford you answers that are just waiting in darkness to be found.
I would sacrifice a lot. I would give up my whole life.
I'm not prepared to give up my life, but I'm happy to give blood. I know that it is important. I understand that there are agreements that happen in exchange. I need to find a way to do this.
Who do you want to give your blood to?
I don't want to give my blood to anyone unless they need it. The last person I gave my blood to is now in Europe.
Yeah.
And living well.
I think if the right bargain comes, in a way, I feel we all made a deal with the devil. We took bargains when we became kindred. So if that deal comes your way, David, I would back you if you wanted to make that bargain, that devil's bargain.
I was never afforded the option.
Not all are.
I know that talking to me is difficult because I have so many more feelings that are not very surface. I know that I am not like other kindred. I know that I do not like to feed on either kindred or on people. And I know that my emotions are very complicated, as I have a history that it goes beyond my knowledge.
I like your feelings.
I feel like one day I will be an asset to the many. But right now I feel like a stringed puppet, waiting to be told what to do and what I cannot do.
I hope the next time maybe we can cut those strings a little bit. That's all. That's what I'm going to try to do. Me and Janet. We're going to cut those strings.
If either of you get hurt, I will leave.
Looks like our cameras broke there for a second, guys. It appears that we lost Mathis.
Oh no, we lost our GM.
I wonder if he even realizes it.
No,
He probably realizes it.
Let me go check the Discord just in case he messages us. Good news is we're almost to the end, so
yes,
we call it here at this conversation. But let me just check what is up with
maybe his PC/internet took a dive.
Kind of crapped out.
Could be the case.
Why don't y'all keep doing what you're doing, and then if he's not back by the time your combo's over, we'll just call the end and do the after show.
Yeah, our cameras are just all borked. They are all borked. Currently,
wait. Can I wait? I bet I can come into a Zoom call. Hang on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Hold tight. I can make this happen. I can fix this almost instantly. Give me 2 shakes.
Yeah.
I can fix this.
Oh yeah, look at that. We're all
Yeah.
You guys can see.
Just the top of your head in the David panel.
Yeah.
Love it. There we go.
Okay, cool.
David Dot is both the storyteller and Janet. Nice. Okay, his internet has gone down.
No.
I think David would probably end there unless you have more to say.
Yeah.
If either of you get hurt, he will leave.
I think Elspeth would extend her hand to yours, David, and just like grasp it. Let's not think that deep into what could happen and focus on what we can do now. We got this.
Until we don't. The Chantry are coming for me. At this point, it's just a matter of time.
Well, it's a good thing we have our own plans and our own things that we're going to do. I know it's not, as a person who has extreme anxiety, I know that all you can think about is the what ifs and what is going to happen and the things you cannot control. So I really should be taking my own advice because I'm not very good at that. But, maybe we'll practice one of the techniques that my old therapist used to tell me, that we go through the five senses. And Elspeth's just going to take you through like some anxiety, cognitive behavioral therapy things. Just like what is in the now, and some grounding techniques of just, what do you see? What do you smell? What do you feel? And we can't breathe, so we can't do the breathing techniques, unfortunately. I mean, we could, but I don't think it really gives the same oomph as it did when we were alive. Just all I'm trying to say, David, is we have to stay grounded in the now.
I think
both of us, myself included, because I'm really bad at that too.
I think that I will be going back to the Witch of the Yards. Not
Yeah.
just for my wings, but because I already miss being hopeful.
I miss that too. Let's make a plan to go back. Maybe if she wants a gift, maybe we bring her your statue. She might like that. And then she'll bring you back.
It does seem to resemble her.
It's a spitting image of her, David. You did a great job. Naked and all. Long hair, all of it.
Also, I am not sure why she took away my desire to be naked. It puts me at peace knowing that I am not captive.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Garden of Eden in the Bible, when Adam and Eve ate from the tree and they were naked and they suddenly felt shame. It's like, maybe that's what it was. You now feel the way you ate from that forbidden apple. Now you feel shame.
Perhaps.
Well, this is a lot to think about. For now, let's think about these books.
Of course.
Elspeth trying her best to just give anything to keep David away from his dark thoughts.
Now, I love you for taking care of me.
That's what I'm here for. And just to be your friend and, coterie mate, all those things.
That is really nice.
And
Just hope that I cannot bring pain to your door anymore.
No more than the pain that I bring to people's doors when I take a bite out of them. Sorry, I'm really trying to be funny, and I don't know if I am. And she gives you a hug.
I'm just having a lot of very difficult feelings right now. And it's hard for me to see the light that's so strange. It's hard for me to be hopeful.
I know. The Witch of the Arts took that hope from you.
I'm going to see her tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll go with you.
I hope that Janet is not mad that I'm going back.
I don't think she will be. It's your choice.
And I'm sorry I keep flying away.
I know you can't really control that. I'm just hoping we can make it where it's something we can keep track of so you don't kill somebody again.
I will stand by my previous ask and agreement. I will let you do that to me. If it means that I have access to your disciplines. I would like for you to think more on that.
I will. I'll think on it.
It is not something that I intend to lay to rest forever.
Lay to rest. Good pun, David.
I am improving.
I'll think on it. Just know that I don't know if you having access to my powers is going to give you exactly what you're looking for.
Elle, your power is in me already. I just can't call on it.
Yeah. I see.
But as Janet has said, in time.
In time.
There is still time.
And David just nods. He nods a few times before it kind of like trails off, and not really like a solemn silence, just a recognition and like trying to reach for anything hopeful.
Yeah, I think Elspeth will just try to change the subject and go into the books again and just go through a couple of pages, read them to David, talk about some things that she's learning, some historical things.
Oh, I wrote this down. Give me just a second. But Mathis made me record the books that I took from Janet's husband's library.
Yes.
And in that one of those books is, I think it's a motorcycle book.
Oh.
Yeah, let me look real fast. I'm pretty sure.
Help Elspeth learn a little something about motorcycles. Something.
They have a motorcycle book.
It's anatomy, just like the anatomy of parts and how things might work.
Work. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I did. I took a book about motorcycles and like the interchanging of parts. Basically, it's like the Frankenstein, but for the mechanics world. And it was this particular person was writing about motorcycles specifically.
Okay.
That's it though. That's the.
Is that what y'all read?
Probably go over it a bit. Yeah.
The anatomy of motorcycles.
Yeah. I imagine there's a lot of silence though, and since we don't have Mathis,
to take us to the end.
I'll play Mathis. Since,
okay. Please do.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in today. This is the end of our episode. We'll see you all next week, but we're going to go record an after show right now. So if you want to gain access to that after show, make sure there he is. Just in time for me. I was just giving my Mathis end of spiel. I was killing it.
After show. Bye.
Bye, guys.